muito assustador. Foda-se. E peraí, eu estou sem t-shirt? Eu não posso. Eu não posso ligar a câmera? Oh shit! Hold on. Vou pôr a t-shirt, peraí. Está aqui carrinhas de gelados, pessoal. Isto é muito assustador. E esta é a música que está a dar, olha. É esta a música que está a dar com a carrinha de gelados lá em baixo. Caralho, foda-se. Muito assustador, pá. Muito assustador, pá. Muito assustador, pá. Eu diria até spooky. Eu diria até spoopy. Spoopalicious. Spoopity-boopity. Esta música... Esta música é... royalty free, não é? O Black Mix diz. Public domain. Espero que seja public domain, senão eu estou fodido. Estão a perceber. Imagina jogar Pizza Tower e meter esta música. Oh, era fixe. Tirava Pizza Tower e a música de Pizza Tower e punha esta música. Anyway, os filhos da puta dos gelados estão aqui com esta música. Ai meu Deus. Sorry. Vou só ligar aqui o meu comando. Ok, já pus a t-shirt. Já posso mostrar as minhas mamas. Está aqui. Não tenho mamas. Enganei-vos bem, hein? Estavam à espera de mamas, não há mamas para ninguém. Sorry, estou aqui a olhar para o Twitter a ver se há alguma coisa de interessante. All screen. Antes de jogar o coisa, não é? If you want to be a part of the next big story, Binance employees and ex-employees can reach me anytime. Este CoffeeZilla qualquer dia mata-se. Sabem o que é que ele faz? O que o CoffeeZilla faz é... ele dá expose a coisas, nomeadamente scams. Eu não sei se ele se vai dar bem. Então, Canito? Então. Não, eu não vou ver nada de interessante aqui, pois não? Pelo menos para já. Vou jogar um ganda Death Storm, meu, que isso foi o que eu prometi ontem e não dei nada a ninguém. Epá, não vos dei nada, meu. Fogo. Não, vamos ouvir a música Creepy mais uma vez. By the way, ainda está a tocar lá em baixo. Eu gostava de vos conseguir mostrar, mas... mostrar, quer dizer, que desse para ouvir a partir do microfone, mas não dá. Foda-se. Um dia destes, por falar em coisas muito creepy, tenho que jogar o Five Nights at Freddy's. Estou tipo 10 anos atrasado. Acho que por esta altura o pessoal já se esqueceu e agora já deve ser assustador outra vez, não é? Deve ser mesmo fixe jogar aquele jogo. Eu acho que ia gostar. Anyway, olá Oliveira, estás bom? Vou jogar aqui um videojogo. Carreguei no botão. Oi, isto fez balic. Cloud Error, Steam Game Notes. What? Brparapiripuri. Isto chega-se para ser fixe, não é? O que eu ouvi dizer. Mas é engraçado, só comecei a ouvir o pessoal a dizer isto joga altamente, só depois de começar a jogar. O que quer dizer que uma coisa está errada, não com o jogo, mas se calhar eu devia falar mais com as pessoas em geral, não? Olha, já não me lembro o que é que eu ia fazer aí. Isto é chill, um gajo passeia-se. Saíste-me cá um fala barato. O que é que isso quer dizer? Oh Shiro, gostaste? Gostaste da compil... Au! Gostaste do como é que eu ia dizer? Do relatório que eu vos mandei? Tipo, está aqui a carrinha, tá aqui... Ainda está a dar, by the way. Ainda está lá em baixo, neste preciso momento. Eu quando mandei a foto já estava para aí há 5 minutos, ou seja, vai ficar lá para aí 1 hora a carrinha. Ainda não foste raptado? Opa. This way to the Frog King's domain. Ó Zelinha, fala mais baixinho. Fala baixo. Olha. E a tua amiga? Interessante. Qualquer pessoa que queira jogar Jet Set Radio é interessante. E um dia destes, numa noite destas, tenho que fazer a minha playthrough anual de Jet Set Radio. Ou já fiz este ano? Nunca me lembro se já fiz este ano ou não. Ah, mas eu para jogar com a Cube estou sempre preparado. Ora bem, tenho aqui umas coisas. Espera aí, não, vou primeiro ali à esquerda. O que é que tu achas deste jogo em geral? Tipo o aspecto e cenas? Ele não vai ser raptado, ele come gelados com a testa. What? Que diferença faz por onde é que come o gelado? Não estou a perceber. Also, pessoal, como é que vocês estão? Ainda não vos perguntei. O que é que vocês fizeram hoje? Eu hoje foi daqueles dias que foi de género. Foi final de sprint, então foi tipo, olhem, resolvi estes bugs mega fodidos, está aqui, mostrei-lhes como e eles, uau, isso é mesmo fodido, mas falta muito mais. E eu, oh. Então, it never ends. Jesus. Mas a cena que eu estava a fazer, Shiro, aquela tal cena de uma appzinha, de pintar e tal. O pessoal ficou para aí 1 hora a testar aquilo, tipo, a fazer testes e assim, tipo, ei, deixa eu ver como é que é. Ei, era esta parte, era esta coisa. E eu, foda-se tanto tempo. Bem, eu tive para resolver aqueles bugs, meu Deus, Jesus. Probably a wise decision. If I'm being honest, I was gonna try and drown you. See, I'm being honest. Surely that counts for something. What do you say? Truce? Yeah, estes gajos são tipo... Opá, se não me fodes muito a vida, podemos ser amiguinhos até. Eu tenho Faya, não tenho? Algum de vocês já jogou este jogo? Faya! Boa pergunta, não jogaste um joguinho? Oh Shiro, caíste naquela coisa que nós todos sempre caímos? Não me digas. A cena do... Tenho que fazer coisas. Não estou a fazer coisas. Merda, vou ao menos divertir-me. Não me apetece divertir. Não me apetece, é, não me vou divertir enquanto não fizer coisas. Mas não estou a fazer coisas. Agora também não me estou a divertir. Oh caralho! Acho que tenho um timer. Estes dias são muito podres. Porque não se ajuda a tentares pedir a alguém, só para dizer assim, alguém para te obrigar a fazer alguma coisa. Se é que estou a fazer sentido. Tipo um amigo, assim. Olha, bora fazer esta coisa, os dois. Pode ser uma maneira de conseguires um life hack para fazer as coisas, não sei. Eu também, uma coisa que eu acho que ajuda é ver a coisa. Em vez de olhar para as coisas numa perspectiva de baixo para cima, olhar para as coisas numa perspectiva de cima para baixo. Tipo, quero mesmo fazer uma coisa. Quero mesmo fazer este jogo específico até ao final do verão. E depois fazes. Se bem que às vezes é complicada a cena do quero fazer isto e depois chegas a um passo e estás tipo, ei, mas assim vai ser fodido, não sei o quê e tal, e um gajo já não faz. Mas isso pode ser um bom momento para abordar as pessoas, as in, olha, estava a tentar fazer isto, mas cheguei a esta parte e fiquei desmotivado, tipo, para tentar fazer esta coisa. E a pessoa, olha, porquê que não fazes antes assado? Olha, boa ideia, vou fazer. I don't know. Devia ter ali uma coisa, não é? Oh, isto é um puzzle, pessoal, é um puzzle. Faço assim, depois faço assim, e depois faço assim. Resolvi o puzzle. Gostaram do puzzle? Eu gostei. Eu daria um 57 em 10. Ora, aí está. I told you already, Crooked Crow, you're out of luck if you think you'll be dethroning me. King of the Swamp, that's what they call me. Since I took charge of the swamp, since I took charge, the swamp has been cleaned up, and now life thrives on the water. Deixa-me coisas para fazer? Those forest children and their mother were simply standing in the way of progress. It was nothing personnel, kid. I'm just adapting to the world as you and your lords have made it. Oh, Chico, estás a fazer um desenho hoje? Um desenhinho. Have you seen what it's like out there? It's a mess, a wasteland. Barely any new souls come into the world these days, since your commission plugged up the system. Good job on that, Crooked Crow. Did I say job instead of job? Toma. Hehehe. Hehehe. Ok. And this game is so chill. Agora sério, o que é que vocês acham? Marteladas. Martelei o marteleiro. Depois atirei-me à água. Feito birro. Estava à espera do sudo para vermos Jojo. Jojo! Jojo! Olha, ver Jojo para mim eu já diria que é tipo, olha, já fiz uma coisa fixe hoje. Já fiz uma coisa frutífera. É isso que eu diria se visse um episódio de Jojo. Nha. Pomba, levei com o martelo. Fui martelado. Ainda não viste. O dia ainda não acabou. A noite é uma criança. La nuit és une criança. Como dizem os parlapeses. What the fuck am I talking about? Who is this? Bem, ao menos o puzzle já está resolvido. Era para aqui, não era? Eu falo nele e ele manda mensagem. Olha, então já vais? Vou ter saudades tuas. La nuit est encore ruine. Ajurken. Ah, eles ardem. Pois, porque eu apanhei um segredo. E então eles agora têm um dot. Adota um dot. Faleceu. Oh my god, eles têm um jumping attack? Wait, isto é uma das souls. Olha, deslarga-me, ó palhaço. Graças, estes gajos... Não martela, não martela. Estou a tentar caetá-los porque eu não sei jogar. Sharunken. Está morto. Já se fodeu. Isto foi épico, pessoal. Free Soul. Stuck to rot for eternity in a dungeon. There's nothing down here but grime, filth and little frogs. Says the soul. Wait, já tinha apanhado duas? Damn, já tinha algum progresso nesta coisa. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. I leveled up. Ora bem, tem uma coisa aqui que posso partir. Pessoal, não me deixem esquecer que aquilo dá para partir. Ok, deixaram-me esquecer. Vocês também, pá. Ai, que cuspinheiras. Essas plantas. Oh, não tenho poderes. Ok, puzzle. Puzzle time, pessoal. Puzzle, puzzle, puzzle. Key. Consegui uma key. O que é para abrir? O que é que está fechado? O meu coração, não é? Vocês sempre souberam. Nunca enganei ninguém. Vocês sabiam que este amor era impossível. Alright. Então não tem aqui nenhuma porta fechada? Oh! How do I do this? I don't know. Tanto tinonismo, o que é que se passa lá fora? Double kill. Aquilo é um super martelo? É a bué da fixe. Como é que eu chego ao super martelo? Hammer time, oh my god. I can talk to the thing, but I don't see why would I do such thing. Portanto, eu não posso ir ao martelo, mas tenho uma key. Eu tenho uma key, pessoal. O que é que eu faço com a key? Meto no cu, não é? Clarinho. Foda-se. Onde é que está a porta? Oh. Como é que este mapa funciona? Ah! Esta música é muito linda. Espero que me acompanhem nesta jornada. É uma jornada relativamente gira e engraçada. Tem alguma key? Tenho uma key. Mas tenho alguma porta? Ah! Caramba, estou super curioso para saber onde é que esta chave vai dar. Pá, isto é só caminhos, pá. Eia, pá, isto vai dar ali? Que cena, mano. Oi, está aqui um segredo. Caí. Voltei. Damn. Oh. Onde é que estamos a ir, meus amigos? Isto está a ser a derradeira exploração. Martelo! Stop! Hammer time! Thunder Hammer! This weapon crackles with a unique soul energy. You can equip it from the weapons menu. Damage 1.2. Yeah. Range 2.5. Swing time 0.5. Swing time quanto mais alto pior, digo eu. 2 swings. Isto parte pedra. Tem que partir pedra. Se não partir pedra, para que é que serve? Para nada. Olha, eu curto o boneco andar com o martelo. Está fixe. É a minha nova weapon preferida. Preferi Tated Weapon. Shunken. Ok. Será que posso partir coisas com isto? Olha, deu para subir. Podiam ter dito que dá. Oh, se o martelo não parte isto, para que é que eu quero isto? Merda do Mjolnir. Não vale nada a mim. Mjolnir. Não dá. Pá, tenho que ir por outro lado, I guess. Eu vim dali, não foi? Eu acho que vim daqui. Não, não vim. Isto é mais um corta-caminhos. Acho que tenho 3 weapons, não é? 4, falta-me uma. Uau. Ainda não sei para que é que serve a key. That's annoying. Como é que eu subo? Não sei subir. Inacimi. Oh. Tem que mamandar. Mama andar. Exatamente. Mamandei-me. Ui, estou cheio de yalmas. Estou um desalmado do caraças, pá. Eu ali fui buscar o martelo, não foi? Está aqui um portão. Acho que estão pessoas à porrada lá em baixo. Estou perdido. Já me perdi. Nha, nha. Nha, nha. Isto foi um bossalhaço, acho eu. Ou não. Ah, foi qualquer coisa desse género. Está ali uma alma. Isto não parte mesmo? Não. Onde é que eu recebi a chave? Foi aqui, não foi? Vai estar aqui uma porta, não vai? E eu só agora é que vou reparar nela. Ou será que era mesmo aquela ali no início? Porquê é que esta luz é vermelha? Eu só esqueci-me o que é que está nesta parte do mapa. Não lembro se tinha mais coisas para ver. Okay. Para aqui não tem nada, não é? Isto é tal subida para me pôr no caralho. Ou não? Tinha mais alguma coisa? Oh, wait. Oh, wait, nada, não tem nada. Não sei como é que se chega ali. Isto é o que já? Olha que eu tenho o martelo de Mjolnir. Eles pensam que são fortes? Au! O quê? Kite. Eu estou bem, pessoal, eu estou bem. Nha, nha, nha. Oi? Isto deve ser a entrada. Como é que eu chego ali abaixo? Tem que haver um segredo. Partindo isto. Parece ser a única forma de chegar ali. Não dá? Estou a pensar. Isto já é muito para lá. O que é aquele tree branch? Provavelmente estou a pensar nisto tudo mal. Isto deve ser se calhar mais para depois. Pessoal, o que é que eu estou a pensar mal? Espera aí, acho que nunca fui para aqui. Não, se calhar é mentira. Não, para aqui nunca fui. Era só uns malvados. Aí o marteleiro. Não, não quero isto, não vale nada. O fogão é que é bom. Oh, pô caralho, oh, aranha. Desculpem, disse uma asneira. Não devia ter dito. A asneira obviamente foi aranha. Ai, frames. Aiá! Ui! Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The Lord of Doors is losing the plot in their old age. How could they have let our doors malfunction like this? What the fuck is this Accento? Eu posso entrar na porta? Levar na boca de um boss, né? Qualquer. O Sapini, não é? Let's fuck up the Sapini. It's gonna be easy, guys. It's gonna be easy. Já são 10? Foda-se. Foda-se. Yeah. Au! Já me fodi. Já me fodi. Já fui. Ah! Fizeram uma esperinha, filhos da puta. Só assim é que conseguem. Se fosse uma batalha justa, não conseguiam. Ah, não tenho o super poder de partir pedra. Esquecar a pedra. Será que é isto? Oh yeah, escaca pedra time. I have been eaten. Avarice. E olha aí, man. Só se aproveitam. Ah. Isto é uma vaca. Foda-se. Pessoal, estou quase a morrer. Vamos lá, aranha estúpida. Spider-Man! Retri. Isto vai ser fácil. Pessoal. É só rebolar, pessoal. Aua! Ui, esta vaca tem montes de ataque speed. Vaca do caralho. Yeah. Yeah. Putas das jaranhas. Toma. Jaranha. Pois se eles estiverem em grupo levam mais na boca, não é? Por causa do Mjolnir e Brenner. Pensas que me fodes a boca? Fodo-te a boca a ti, ó mano. O que aconteceu? É um super feiticeiro. Um super feiticeiro, mano. Errei, levaste com o dot. Adota um dot. Já está. Easy. Boogie Woogie Banamerica. O que é que estás a fazer, meu? Estás a jogar deixa-me pensar, não sei o que é que eu queria jogar. Minecraft. Parabéns. Toma uma coroa. A gift to a fellow crow. To aid you on your quest. I have a quest? Ainda não craftaste a mina? Bling! Bomb spell acquired. Press right to switch to the bomb spell. Estás a pensar em fazer isso? Fazes bem. Ui, agora posso mandar bombinhas, pá. Bombinhas, bombinhas. Eu gosto é das bombinhas. Explosion. Explosion. You're on fire. Ah não, ele diz Yoga Fire, não é? Eu quando era pequenino achava que era You're on Fire. Deve ser suposto ser ambíguo para as pessoas pensarem que é isso e dizerem e depois alguém diz Joãoinho, eu isso. E o pessoal, meu Deus, esta conversa é tão interessante. Elevador. Os gajos têm um chapéu na cabeça. Não, um livro na cabeça. You've been all over the place, haven't you? Your doors are everywhere. Little Bird told me you even ended up in the big boss's office at one point. What a strange thing. I wonder if someone tampered with your door. Hehehehe. What? Was it you? That guy's being mysterious, dude. Eu acho que já passei por aqui. No passado. Onde é que isto vai dar? Um fuminhas. The Stranded Sailor. Onde é que é isto? O que é isto, ó meu? Oh, Oh, já sei o que é. Olha, mais sítios para bombar. You found a surveillance device. It looks like someone has been spying on the commission. Oh no. That's big drama, guys. Guys, I don't think this is okay, man. Welcome to the Soul Vault. Mais power? The Reaper's ability to wield melee weapons. Mais power, estou-me a cagar. Ultimate power. Pode ser este também. Será que os status mudam aqui? Não mudam. Nice. Lost Cemetery. The Grove of Spirits. There's no door here. La puerta estaba abierta. Wait, overgrown ruins? Okay, this is where I wanna be. This is where I wanna be. Sharunken. Little bird, save ground. Grant me forever, thank little bird. That's cool. Dude. Tô super poderoso. Aquilo é o meu objetivo? É o meu objetivo, né, cara? Será que isto explode comigo? A resposta era sim. Meu objetivo é a conquista! You found a corrupted antler. I wonder what creature this used to be attached to. Mas não é suposto foder a boca a um sapo? Tenho sono. Ai que eu não posso fazer isto. Então, Mas o que é que isto fez? Não fez nada. Tenho que encontrar spots para explodir. Muito louco. Rock King's Domain. Ok. É para aqui. De certeza, não é? E vou ter coisas para explodir. Está ali uma coisa para explodir. Ok, pessoal. Progresso. Progresso. Ah, matei-me. Progresso, pessoal. Olha o fragalhaço. Ha! The Crooked Crow doesn't give up easily, huh? You know, out there, I was a tiny frog in a big pond, but here, I'm the top of the food chain. My favorite meal is all those delicious stray souls. You've got your work cut out for you, Reaper. My subjects will see to that. Then it's crow pie for supper! And trifle for dessert. Our chef makes a fantastic trifle. Oh! Gosto destas cores. Deixam-me relativamente satisfeito. Flooded Fortress. Oh. Oh, okay. So this thing works. Okay, okay, okay. Time to pry. This is pretty cool. I like. The ancient shrine offers you a shard from a magic crystal. You now have 3 shards. One more will raise your magic capacity. Vou ser um ganda mágico, pá. Ganda mágico. Oh. Vou ser honesto. Eu gostaria mais se aqueles switches só funcionassem um de cada vez. Mas também não vos vou dizer porquê. É um segredo. Deve ter aqui qualquer coisa, não é? Qual é o deal de eu estar aqui em baixo? É só para me enganar? Waste my time? Dá para nadar neste jogo? Aparentemente posso me amandar dali. Ok. Então aquele puzzle não dá para resolver para já. Puzzle Bobel. Ok, vou não usar este shush. Vou não usar este shush. Get good. Get the Kushusha. This is a good, bad man. I didn't know. I didn't know. Guys, why did you not warn me? He was a bad man. Oh shit. I gotta switch weapons. Pois estou um nível acima. Tenho que ir dali. Ok. Oh. Maybe that'll create a bridge. Oh no, it's a bad man. Ah! It did create a bridge. Ah! Keep on dodging in the free world. Aquilo parece um dead end. Dor momento. An intruder, and they're intruding. You'll regret this flagrant trespass. You're done for now, little bird. You're gonna get crushed. Ow! Froggy! You are certainly persistent, Crooked Crow. Do you like my armor? It was a size too small, but I think I make it work. Can you believe I found it just lying around on a nearby corpse? You're just another bleeding heart standing in the way of progress. This is a natural order. The strong survive. Hop on, small fry. You heard him. Hop on. I sure hope I don't end up between those chubby green chicks. That was spooky as AF. Shkablam. Door activated. Podia ficar com o health todo quando tocasse na porta? Não é? Assim para me fazer isto? Progador. So wait, I can send back all of the Okay, that's interesting. Okay, okay. Tirei mais água. Oh, meu Deus. Não. Oh, então. Acho que é porque isto só tem 2 ataques. String, eu gastei os 2. Estava ali um bicho? Oh. Foda-se jogo. Ok. Opa! Fire! Ai, 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 ai. O douradinho de pescada, meu. What the fuck? I think I fucked. I fucked. Guys, I fucked something. Ai, o douradinho de pescada desapareceu. Todas são mais que as mães. Caralho. Tinha que ser. Pelas costas, não é? Pelas costas. Queria tu fazer isso de frente. Matei-me. Não é por aqui. Onde é que isto... Wait. Isto vai dar diretamente aqui? O que é? Tenso. Porta time. Oh yeah. Throne of the Frog King. That's where I should go. Mil. Acho que já joguei muito disto. Só foi giro. Já foi engraçado. Queres que mostre as minhas boobs? Ah.
The world, Amaranth. Even though you might know her from her hot tub streams or a Vice documentary where she shares her $1.5 million monthly income, behind the scenes, she's a business savant who owns multiple gas stations, Texas real estate, and one day has
Oliveira não se acredita que a Amaranth é mais do que uma OnlyFans bitch.
dream of opening up an animal sanctuary.
I was running a character company for children's birthday parties.
Did you own the company?
Yes.
That you did?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't expect to learn so much about marketing and business from this, but I did, and you will too. Although before we go into that, Jack, I have to say, you've been wearing that shirt nonstop. Every single time I've seen you recently, you've been wearing that exact same shirt.
I can wear it like 5 to 6 times, maybe tens of times, and it doesn't stink. So that's a huge plus for me.
You know what's funny? I was wearing the exact same shirt for like days in a row until Macy made me take it off and put it in the wash.
She made you take it off.
Yeah, she's just been wearing it too often. Unbound Merino is sponsoring this video.
No, no
It's the
acreditas.
clothing we've been wearing right now. Not even exaggerating. I have been wearing that exact shirt nonstop.
Por que eu não consigo mudar a
Unbound
categoria?
Merino is a clothing brand that uses the ultimate travel fabric, merino wool, which is perfectly optimized for packing, comfort, and maximizing your travel experience.
I don't
The
care.
Merino wool. Oh, Alex. Hi, Alex. It was really friendly. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. No, when I have the animal streams, that's when the wholesome people.
Pera, eles foram à casa dela?
out.
Really?
The degenerates don't care about those streams. They stay far away. They'll come trash talk my gameplay or
Okay.
my bikini or something. But when it comes to animals, though, everyone's pretty nice.
Is there like a time of day thing where in the afternoon, like you get more of like the friendly people, whereas at night you get like the degens
No,
or like
morning is way more friendly.
Really?
Morning's
Okay.
friendly because Europeans, they're a nicer culture.
Got
they're,
it.
They're a finer breed of chat. You know.
Okay. Yeah. So
Better environment.
tell us a bit of your background. Like, how did you get started doing all of this?
Well, I started in 2016. I started doing Twitch back then because at the time I was already cosplaying a lot. I had like a little bit of an Instagram following, a little bit of like Facebook. DeviantArt used to be a like art.
Vocês estão a se inspirar,
photography
pessoal?
platform. I don't know if you remember
Façam
that.
um cosplay,
Back in
meu.
the day. Now no one cares about it. But I had a tiny following there. But back then it wasn't really saturated like it is now. So a small following was still like, whoa, you have 1,000 followers. Wow, right? Nowadays, though, too many people. So Twitch was trying to expand their creative program. Now you might people watching this now will be like, wait, that was a thing? Exactly. They stopped hearing about it pretty fast. But they invited cosplayers to it, and they wanted us to make costumes on live stream in their creative category. And the incentive was that if you come on and you create costumes, we will lower the amount required to hit partnership of view counts. Because it used to be 500 viewers concurrent gaming to get partner.
Okay.
But with creative, it was only 100 concurrent viewers.
So what's a partnership do?
It gives you sub benefits. You get like more of the revenue split. You get emotes and stuff. So basically, you can monetize your channel at that point.
But until then, could you monetize it all, or it just wasn't as good?
Only donations.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, so you didn't get any sub money?
No,
If
not
you're
for
not-
a partner. Yeah.
Really? Wouldn't that unincentivize people from like subbing though?
Well, they couldn't subscribe unless you're
Oh,
a
you
partner.
couldn't subscribe.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now they have an
Yeah.
affiliate program, but before there was no affiliate. It was just partnership or bust, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that got you onto Twitch?
Yeah. And then after they stopped doing the creative program push, IRL category started surging up. So I kind of just like switched into that with my partnership already. that
Yes,
I'd gotten
queen!
kinda like on Easy Street or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it was I kind of got in there before most people could. And so that kind of propelled me forward. And then IRL was just going off, which is in real life for people who don't know Twitch. And that was when you started having people doing non-gameplay activities, like going out, kind of like live vlogging
Yeah.
at conventions or traveling or just talking to people to the chat without playing a game was considered IRL.
Yeah. Was
So-
that common before Ice Poseidon? Because he was the one that kind of introduced me to that whole like IRL streaming. Him and was it
Yeah.
Andy Milanakis?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
those.
he
Yeah,
did a lot.
Yeah, and we would
Yeah.
see him
Yeah.
because I used to work on Sunset Boulevard, and I would see him with the selfie
would
stick.
see him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was walking around Sunset Plaza, and he had the selfie stick with like 3 cameras and like lights shining on him. And he was
What the
always like
fuck?
walking up and down the street, and then he'd go to like a restaurant and just sit there and place it down on the table, and it was usually like just him, and he'd be talking to it while ordering food. It was wild.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
cool. You
but
saw
I was
that.
but I was always too afraid to go up and say hi.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like-
But you knew who he was.
I knew. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's hard to not recognize
Right,
because
right, right,
people are just like, who is this 12-year-old out here?
Yeah. Who is this 40-year-old lady? Yeah, I remembered it from MTV.
Yeah.
He had the
Yeah,
MTV
yeah, yeah.
show.
So what were you doing at the time to sustain yourself? Or was Twitch enough?
Well, right before Twitch, I was running a character company for children's birthday parties. So, like, it would be Disney without saying Disney, right? The copyright-free terms for Cinderella, like Snow White, Elsa and Anna, like Frozen, you know.
So you would dress up like
yeah,
that
I would
and
dress
then go
up.
present at a
And then I
kid's
had
party?
girls, too, who would work for me. And that we would all go to parties and do events. And we would do Make-A-Wish Foundation stuff. We would do, like,
That's
festivals
crazy.
around Houston. I
That's
got to be
crazy.
on, like, a TLC show, The Little Couple.
didn't
They
know.
had a birthday party, and they
Really?
hired me to be there as the Snow Queen, Elsa. It was really cool because I got to throw the first pitch in the Astros game as Elsa because they had like a mommy and me day.
Sure.
So it was really cool opportunities like that.
Did that make good
was fun.
money?
It was pretty good money for like a non-social media. Now all of our expectations of what's good money is completely skewed. But back then it was like $200 for an hour.
Are you serious? That's
$200 an hour.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's
$200
good.
an hour.
regardless
Even with
of
social media
or not.
money, I mean,
Yeah.
that's still decent.
Right, but only on weekends. Right,
Right, but
So
still,
yeah,
like
it's
an
still a
extra,
lot
like
of
you
money
do
for
that like
dressing
2
up.
hours, like $400 a
Yes.
weekend is fantastic.
Yeah, it was crazy good margins too, because then you would get the costume and you could wear that for like a year, 2 years
Yeah.
until you have to replace it.
Right.
So it was actually incredibly profitable for the time. But the unfortunate thing is, well, fortunate for me, not fortunate people who stayed in the industry. Things like COVID are a big killer of that industry.
Yeah.
Because then people just stop having parties for a year, 2 years, 3 years. So that really sucked. But fortunately, I made the switch before COVID hit. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was super fun because I would get to go to these extravagant parties. It would be like big homes like this sometimes, like in
Yeah.
nice neighborhoods, and they would have a carriage waiting for Cinderella to come in. So it's like you got to be worshipped and get paid, basically.
What were the kids like when they hired this out? Like
Most of the kids
were
were
nice,
really,
like respectful.
Oh yeah, most of the kids would listen to you more than they listened to their parents. They respected the royalty.
I believe it. Wow.
So
So how much would the parents spend on one of those parties? Like I'd imagine this is like a
God.
$3,000 kid's birthday party.
Oh, probably more than that when you get into like the River Oaks neighborhoods, like the really nice neighborhoods for Houston area. Like, Jesus, those houses alone are probably like $5 to $10 million range. You can imagine just how much they throw at a kid party. I think some of them honestly cost at least $10,000 for like a 4-year-old's birthday party.
That's great. I don't
'Cause
even
once you
remember
have-
being 4.
Yeah, because they would have multiple princesses. They would have the horse-drawn carriage. They would have the face painter. They would have the bouncy houses. They would have the catering, the decorations. Sometimes they would bring in a petting zoo.
Is this like a birthday party, a standard birthday party?
For the rich person, yes. The rich people have houses. Yeah.
Okay, so you were doing that work and then you switched over to Twitch. When did you make that switch? What was like the Twitch income versus that income that you can justify going all in on Twitch?
Well, I was doing both for a bit, and then I guess I was doing Twitch for about 6 months. So, beginning of 2017 is when I kind of decided that I'm going to switch from going to the parties myself to doing the streaming thing, and I'll just send my girls out. So I was still managing it, but I was streaming full time instead.
Did you own the company?
Yes.
That you did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what would you pay the other princesses? Like they would just pay you a package
Yeah,
deal
yeah.
and you'd pay
Michaela,
them
pão.
less? Does it make a
Yeah,
difference?
like starting out
Não-
was like
Yeah.
probably
Não
six-
precisas de me acordar com o Auga, ok? Não é preciso. Não é preciso.
60 an hour,
Okay.
and then I mean, still pretty good.
Mas estou
It's
cheio
like
de sono.
grossing
Estou a
up.
morrer de sono.
And then it would go up to like 75 or 80 an hour too if they've
that is a
been with me for a
good
while.
business.
Yeah, it's a
How
good
did people
business.
find you? Did you market? Like how
That's
did you
the
grow
thing.
that?
I got into it via Facebook advertising,
Yeah.
a little bit of Google advertising too. That's actually how I got the idea to just go full time into social media because I was
Yeah.
already using the skills of social media marketing with my business, and I was thinking like this is the future.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything's going to be online, moving that way. If I have this skill, I should just go into social media full time, go straight to the source rather than just using it to market a
Right.
limited business that can't really grow beyond Houston without a bunch of hassle and headache thinking about licensing and
Now, where do you get that mindset though? Because not everyone thinks like that. Like, where did that start?
I don't
Do you
think
have
like
parents
that.
thought that way.
I
It's
don't.
Like you saw someone else do that, and you're like, that's a good idea.
I think I saw it mostly because I would be in a lot of these cosplay groups, and a lot of the cosplayers were doing this kind of thing too, but in other states like California, and they would be really popular. California was a big one. I think Florida was a big one where the parks are, right? But so they would be able to go to the park frequent enough to know what the characters look like, know how to model the costumes, know how to act and everything, but then be able to bring that into like a party atmosphere. And it was
Yeah.
a very hot market because it's so much cheaper for some parents to hire the princess for $200 an hour than it is to take their whole family to Disney for the day,
Sure.
you know, and pay for all their friends.
But like the business aspect of it, like where do you get that from?
I think
Were you like that growing up as a kid?
No. I was not at all. I think it was just from watching, observing, like seeing how they were expanding their businesses and like how they were advertising. So I would get their Facebook advertisements. like suggested. I would be like in their groups. They actually have groups for it. So I was just watching and observing the different Princess Company groups and seeing how they were advertising and stuff. And then I tried it myself and I found it very effective. I don't think it's nearly as effective now, Facebook advertising. They've raised prices a lot.
What's
so
Facebook?
Before I could put like $10 to $50 into a Facebook advertisement and make like $1,000 in party bookings.
That's
Before we
crazy.
go into that, guys, sorry for the interruption. I do have to say that lately I've been taking my health a lot more seriously. I've been going to the gym, getting a good night's sleep, and I've been eating a lot.
That's fucking crazy.
All three of those boxes, when usually
So it's kind of just trying to figure out how do I take my costuming skills right now and start making money, because I'm not at that stage in my life. And then it kind of just rabbit holed me down into like the business side of costumes, like with princess stuff and cosplay. And then that led to social media. So it kind of just all like piled together unintentionally for me. And I was just watching and observing and then trying it. I was like, oh.
But it
did you
seems
ever
like
have a normal job?
The most normal was working at the opera and ballet making costumes, I guess. And then I worked for some other companies before doing my own princess company. Like I was just like a contractor, not really an employee, but I would be the performer without owning the business or owning the costumes. And then I was just like, I could run this. I can make better costumes than these. And I just kind of did it.
Huh. Were you a good student? Like throughout middle school, high school?
Yeah, pretty good student, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I think high school I was like in all the AP classes, and then for a while I was number 1 in my class, and then I got lazy and I dropped to number 20 when I graduated. But there was like 800 to 900 kids in the class, so I guess it's still pretty good.
Why'd you
Number
get
20
lazy?
is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened there? Why'd you get lazy? Senioritis?
I just got tired. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I got tired of that.
Yeah.
But your
It was-
aspirations in high school were to become a costume maker for
Yeah, so I was like this. I realized like none of this matters.
It seems like it
kinda
was like
true,
a general
right?
flow. Just like
Yeah.
in one direction, you're like heading true north, and you're like, okay, just stop here, stop here, stop
Yeah.
here. But for the most part, you kind of like just like slowly progressed.
Yeah, because I got involved in theater in high school. Because at first I was like, do I want to be an actress? And I was like, maybe. But I kind of like the aspect of dressing up and like the creation behind it. So then I was kind of leaning more towards into the costuming side of theater.
Did your
Damn.
parents have any expectations of you of like, we want you to be a doctor or a lawyer or like any?
Imagine your parents having any kind of expectation on you. What's she gonna say?
Thing like, or
No.
were they like very free that you could pursue what you felt was best?
They were pretty free. They just wanted me to figure it out so at some point I could stop living under their roof.
Okay.
They were not really picky though with what I did. And I
Just
think
get the
that's
fuck out of here.
standard for parents who also were not like particularly high achieving. So I know if like, your parent was like a lawyer or a doctor, had a very successful business,
the
they like
fuck
have
outta here.
expectations for you. But for my parents, my mom was a preschool teacher for like her whole career, and my father works with computers and IT, but not like coding or anything crazy like that, just like software testing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like either of them were super entrepreneurial or like super, I guess, educated on like an advanced level with like doctorate.
Wait a minute. I program, but I'm not an entrepreneur at all. I'm just a stupid idiot.
And things like that. So
Did they ever
Yeah.
teach you about money?
No, not really.
How did you learn about money? 'Cause
I
you
had
have to have
to-
like a good education even going through and running your own business.
yeah, a lot of it was I had an
Eu não
uncle
digo a ninguém, mas
who
vou jogar
was
Hollow Knight.
actually running his own small businesses, not like anything super big scale, but that's kind of how I got started, like learning about the business side and social media marketing, because he had to do it. He was actually a dog walker, but it's like, how do you let people know about that? You have to start it with social media. So I would like listen to him talk about money and stuff, and then I would kind of like when I started doing my own business with the princess stuff, I'd have to look around like on Google and like figure out things like how to do taxes and things like that.
Yeah.
So just like I learned as I went. I didn't have like a formal education. If I needed to figure something out, I would just Google it.
Were you always self-reliant when it
Damn.
came to that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I was pretty self-reliant, I guess, because none of my family is particularly successful.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have anyone to turn to. I was just like, well, let me just go to Google and YouTube and things like that and just try to have things explained to me. Because for me, it's like I went to school for costume design, which is
That's really
also
cool.
not particularly a good avenue for learning anything with finance or business related at all.
So what do they teach you in costume design? Just like what materials to use? I feel like that. maybe
Oh,
this is
Jack.
insensitive. Maybe I don't know.
Ah,
It's all
here we
good,
go,
but
Jack.
I feel like
All
look,
right.
I take one semester, right, and I
Right.
learn what materials for what colors for what like volume, like how voluminous you want something to be.
Voluminous.
It's kind of like, right?
It wasn't that basic. It was more like it's actually really interesting because it went through fashion history. So you learn
Fashion
different periods
history?
of like historical fashion, like Georgian. You learn like the Regency period, the Victorian age. It's like super interesting to see how the fashion tastes evolved. And then it went from like being very basic, like togas and stuff, like with Greece.
Togas,
And then it evolved.
viciados.
Let's put a bunch of layers on and cinch it all up, and then it got very lax again in like the 1900s.
Where do you think we're headed towards
I was gonna-
fashion?
I was gonna
think
ask that,
honestly,
yeah.
I think in the
I
future
think-
we're gonna get in like it's not gonna be wetsuit material like neoprene, but I think it's gonna be like a one suit you just step in and then your entire
Yes.
it's like a morph suit or whatever,
I'm
but like
thinking
more comfortable and
like
utility
nanobots, you know, where it can form.
Yeah.
I want a
whatever you want it to look
nanobot.
like that
Exactly.
day. Perfect fit.
Yeah,
Just
and
one.
then you can like it's like super aerated and breathable
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I think we're going
definitely.
towards that, honestly. I think we're going straight utility, and then people are going to think it's cool.
I was about to say, I think we're going back to the 90s fashion. That's what I was about to say.
What does that look like?
Just
oh,
90s.
like old kind
Oh,
of
right.
Yeah,
like
like
in the
worn
immediate
look?
future,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
Yeah.
so weird. Like the TikTok kids, they all look like my
Yeah.
90s
It's like
pictures.
big
It's-
washed jeans.
Yeah, the
You know?
tie dye
High
and like
yeah,
yeah.
high waisted. Yeah, like
Little
white
crop
white
tops.
Yeah.
sneakers. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, one day we're gonna go back to the Ed Hardy days, where it's like the shirt designs. You know that's gonna come back at
Oh,
some
with the
point.
flames
with
or
the
whatever?
lion.
Yeah.
With the jewels. It's gonna come back.
Yeah,
Give it
you used
20
to wear
years.
that, huh?
I had the shirts, the T-shirts that had like the design prints on the one side. Looking back, it's awful.
Yeah.
What was I thinking with the baggy jeans?
Yeah, it was a
Terrible.
great look, man.
So
Fuck.
So let's talk about the
Scam.
Twitch success. Was your growth linear? Was it exponential? What methods did you use to grow on Twitch? Because I heard we've had a couple Twitch people in here, right? I think one of them said like, what you have to do is just stream for as long as possible, because like then people they like open up the stream and then they leave or they walk to the the nearby McDonald's or something, but their stream is running like on their computer. What strategies did you use to grow on Twitch?
It's a bit complicated because while that in theory is the best way if you already have a following, that was what the algorithm will reward is you stream, and that will recommend you to more and more people because you're accumulating watch time. Even if you're not the most watched out of say like two people together, say you both stream 5 hours, just because somebody watches that person more in the 5 hours does not mean they'll get recommended more, because what happens, they log off. If you keep going, you'll eventually surpass them. So even if you're not as popular, with like view count or things like that, as long as you accumulate those minutes of watch time, it'll build up and the algorithm will recommend you more. At least that's how it's been working when I was like really popping off. This
Yeah.
year I've been kind of sporadic because I've been moving and boxing and all those
Yeah.
things. But it's tough because there's no really discovery on Twitch other than the recommendation section, or like if you're on a category page, people don't tend to scroll down the category. It's like the top 10, what they can see within the browser window without scrolling. That's what they pick on because people are lazy. So you
People
actually
are
have to grow
what?
on other platforms more where there is discoverability. Like
I can't
TikTok's a
believe
great
that
way
shit.
now. Like
Oh my
Twitter,
God, she's so
Instagram. That's how
hot.
I grew, was Twitter, Instagram, and then a little bit of YouTube. But YouTube isn't like as easy for me because it's always changing the algorithm, and
Yeah.
it'll stop recommending if you're like too sexy. So
what would you do? Would you just post
Too
like,
sexy?
cosplay stuff?
There's no
and
such
then
thing.
People just found you organically through those platforms, then routed you towards the Twitch.
yeah, and also my Facebook cosplay page. But eventually, I stopped doing cosplay as much because it just wasn't as profitable. It was actually really sad, but that's just the way humans are. You would make this amazing armor piece super accurate, you would dress up as this character and you would get maybe like 5,000 likes, and then you dress up in a Misty cosplay, which is a tank top and booty shorts from Walmart that took you 5 minutes to put on, and it's like 30,000 likes. It's like, why bother?
Men
right?
are
Yeah.
simple. We don't need much.
Is most of the appreciation of cosplaying, is that like coming from a male audience, or is it a female audience? Is it like the intricacy of the costume itself, or is it just the way it
Intricacy of
looks? What is the
boobs.
appeal? Because I've personally never been super interested in cosplaying, but I'm trying to understand like why people like it.
Well, I think the people that appreciate the art the most are probably women more than men, because that seems to be like the type of people who go into it because it's like, wow, I'm making this thing. It's so cool. It's so crafty. Look, haha, it's so fun. But they tend to do it more because they can monetize it, whereas it's harder for guys to monetize cosplay. So you end up getting just a bunch of women who are into it mostly. And then the audience, though, who looks at women's pictures and likes them and engages with them typically are men. And the men are going to respond more to the sexy character than they are like the armored up, authentic looking World of Warcraft build, right?
Right.
It just is.
Yeah.
That is the nature of sexuality, you know?
Sexuality.
It's tough for sure.
Have you noticed
Lowish.
that costumes for Halloween, if you look at women's costumes, it's like sexy nun, sexy
Yeah,
whatever.
sexy giraffe.
And then you look at men's costumes, banana. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a peanut
It's
butter
got to be
and jelly
something
sandwich.
Freddy
funny or
Krueger.
spooky.
I'm a
Yeah.
banana.
Scary.
I'm a banana. I'm a
Going down the wrong
banana.
direction.
Look at me
Because
go.
cosplay is more than about just being sexy, right?
Yeah, I think the crafting part of cosplay definitely is more about making it for the art of it. Like if you compete, you do like competitions at conventions, it's definitely for the art of it. Or if you can monetize, like if a gaming company hires you to cosplay a new character and like promo it at events or on social media, then you can kind of get paid for the art of it. But for the most part, you know, the best monetization is always just going to be the sexy route. And so people will start doing this thing like bikini versions of characters. Like they'll just like make it more sexy if it's not a sexy character.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
Yeah.
To me, it's like I think I approach it from a very logical standpoint. If your goal is viewership, how do you gain the most viewership? If that's the
Right.
way to do it, that's the way to do it.
Right.
It's like I just look at what works.
You have to look at your motives, right?
Right.
Are you trying to make the most amount of money that you can while you're young and then do whatever you want to enjoy? Or are you trying to share your love of the art and that's all you care about is sharing that love and finding
Yeah.
people who also resonate if you have other things going on in your life?
Yeah,
you don't need
bitch.
money,
Share
whatever.
that love,
Yeah.
Or if you want to
bitch.
go the harder route
Tô
and
brincando.
monetize
Tô brincando,
the
pessoal.
actual character part. Because people will do that. They'll
Não,
just have a
enganei-me.
different type of Patreon.
Esqueci-me que já não
or
tenho
whatever,
superpoderes.
Or Etsy, if they do commissions themselves or if they do tutorials for making stuff. Like it can be done. It's just typically not as much money as quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's perfectly reasonable. Like if they want to do it, they can make a lot of money doing it compared to like a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about like millions a month, OnlyFans, low profit margins, low time spent, like just like super profitable in that
Yeah.
direction. So it just depends what you want.
Yeah.
So how long do you think it took for you to make like six figures, like a 6-figure salary on a monthly basis on Twitch? Was it like 6 months, a year?
Oh, on Twitch, it's harder because on Twitch, it didn't really start getting that to the 6-figure mark from Twitch alone until Hot to Meta. That was, I think, 2021, I believe, yeah. And that kind of exploded. So I think after I crossed like 6,000 concurrent viewers or whatever at the time is when you started getting into the 6-figure.
6,000 concurrent viewers?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I was only hitting the 6 figures monetarily too because I was streaming for so long.
So what was your schedule like? Like when did you begin to realize that like streaming more is better?
I started realizing that around, I guess, late 2017, 2018, because I've been streaming like really long since then. Because when I first started streaming, I was doing maybe 3 to 5 hours at a time, just trying it out, playing some games, cosplaying, making costumes. And then I rose it to like 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. Sometimes I would do like 14, 18 hours. Sometimes I would be on even longer if I did a sleep stream, things like that.
Could you explain a sleep stream?
Where you literally sleep on stream. So you're streaming, you keep the camera on while you're sleeping.
She's crazy, man. She's crazy.
It's like a virtual slumber
Guys,
party.
we
it hard?
should sleep stream tonight.
I would be down to sleep stream tonight.
We don't have an audience to stream to.
Yeah, we just post on Instagrams like, hey, check out our sleep
I
Stream
want
on your
I want
YouTube.
the donations. Like I want that. I'm not gonna
Well, they-
stream on YouTube.
Well, we just do it on Twitch.
I don't want one dude just watching.
One dude
us
just
sleep.
watching us the whole night. Yeah, waiting for
Just
Alex to
the
like
same-
roll onto his side.
Vocês acham que eu iria ter sucesso com uma
So what's
sleep
the, okay,
stream?
what's the appeal
Activate.
of sleep streams? Like, why do people tune into that?
Different models, because for guys, they typically get more money doing it because their chat's trying to mess with them. And so their chat will be like playing React content, like they'll be doing media share to try and wake the guy up or just to make each other laugh. But girls' chats environments aren't quite as like, haha, bumping elbows, buddy. They're more like I don't know what the word is. Sexual.
Creepy?
All right, sure.
So they'll be like,
Creepy weepy?
what if she just starts taking off her top right now? Forget she's streaming. Oh my god.
if she forgets she's streaming.
Yeah, she could forget she's
So,
live.
but people are commenting this.
Yeah, stuff like that. Or like, what I would do to her right now, like while she's sleeping. Some people are really creepy, and others are like, why are you guys watching this? Y'all are weird. They're like criticizing each other for watching it while they're watching it. It's kind of funny.
So do you get a good night of sleep when you're sleep streaming? Because I feel like I could just not sleep.
I
knowing people are
do.
watching.
I have this incredible talent to fall asleep anywhere, regardless of how much light, how much noise, whatever's happening. So I can get a pretty good night's sleep. I actually used to get more sleep doing that than
Why?
not. Because I would have chat hit sub goals to let me sleep longer to justify not being productive for those hours.
Okay.
That's
So I
crazy.
could get like 9-10 hours of sleep.
That's
And how much would
actually
you make in a
insanity.
sleep stream?
I don't know. It's hard to quantify that because I never broke it down like that because it would just be one continuous like 24-hour, 48-hour
If you were to
stream.
just guess.
I would say probably
Actually insanity.
if you count just on Twitch, probably I don't know, like a couple $1,000. But if you count like the conversions potentially to OnlyFans
Yeah.
while I'm sleeping because they're clicking on links and whatever, then maybe like 10 to 15,000.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So why not just do that every night? I would see like 10 grand a night and say, I may as well do this now. Like, I'm not gonna do it forever, but like,
It's the
hey, every
scheduling.
single night.
The scheduling gets complicated,
How
and then
so?
also because I have photo shoots and stuff, I have to do like the next morning sometimes, or if I'll have sponsorship
But
things.
couldn't you
that I
just
have
end
to
it when
do.
you wake up? Like, wake up and be like, all right, stream, thanks so much, I'm up now. Yeah.
That is an angle. Potentially, maybe that's a good idea. But maybe I just switch to I only stream my sleeping, and then I enjoy
Yeah.
the
Why
rest
don't
of my
you?
day.
Yeah,
Has-
you're
now-
working while you're
Yeah.
sleeping.
Now,
That's-
has there been a time though where you've woken up and forgot that you were streaming?
That's
Or
cool.
Does that not happen?
No, it's never happened.
Okay.
Never so far. I don't do it as much. I don't know. I feel like if you do it too much, it would become no longer novelty.
Okay.
But maybe what I should do instead is I should just invite girls over for sleepovers, and we only stream us doing like getting ready for bed activities, sleepover stuff, and then we stop streaming when we wake up. Then you can call it sleeping with whoever in the title.
yeah.
Bro,
Genius.
that's crazy.
I like
That's
it.
a good idea.
Why?
I
Yeah.
think if you were to stream yourself sleeping, that's an untapped opportunity that I think so many people could get on because you're not doing anything anyway. So you may as well be working while you sleep. I think that's the most useful.
Why don't you do
Alex?
it then, Graham?
I'm, like,
I'm not gonna
looking
stream
at-
myself. I'm just saying,
because
just
if you
in
do
general,
the
I think it's a
same
good
thing
idea.
over and over, sleep stream only. Like you start it an hour before bed, and then you end it like, 30 minutes after you wake up. Who's gonna tune into that after like 4 times?
Okay, so
I don't
Graham
know.
has this idea in his brain. He's always been this way, where he's just like, do more, post more content. It's about the frequency and the volume.
Yes, it
to
works
Graham.
because it's
But-
it's a treat, right? It's once in a while people
right,
sleep.
like
I think
that there's
when the
power-
door is open, you walk through the door. That's what I think. And whether
but
that's
the
making
door will
more
then
content-
shut, but you can leave the door open, right? And
No,
and
I don't
stay
think so. I think
outside.
social
Speaking of
media is
open
one of the-
doors,
yeah.
what could work to change it up while we're sleeping? Different girls coming over, we're sleeping. Maybe I hire people to come in and do random stuff in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So people don't know what to expect.
Yeah, like if you
awful,
get
yeah.
like up to X amount of donations
Yeah.
or whatever, like something happens or whatever.
Yeah, like the top donations, like a mariachi band comes through the door and
Yeah,
just
that
Yeah,
would
but
be
you have to.
good.
But you have to have them on standby. I mean, that's the thing.
you
yeah,
know,
but you're making
the
that kind of.
yeah, but
cost.
you're making it back.
You got to really run
cost
the
of a
numbers on
mariachi?
that.
I
to
just
see if that's,
really
like-
like don't think that like people would watch her every single night if she's just doing that every
Yeah.
single night.
Yeah.
It's the exact
Do
same
you
thing.
do you agree?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, all right.
I think
I'm
that's
not-
why.
I mean, you're
All
right.
right, okay, all right.
Okay.
If it was with other people, then maybe.
What other kind of like variety streams would you do? 'Cause you
Overwatch.
jumped
Yeah.
on the what was it, the hot tub?
Yeah.
Did
and
you,
that's
did you
what,
come
like-
up with that? Or
No,
who-
no. We've already been doing like pool streams, but one of the girls decided to do like inflatable hot tub, and they were doing it outside. And then the thing I did pioneer was moving it inside, where you can control the lighting, control the Wi-Fi, control everything. You don't have to move ring lights outside. I'm just put it in my room. With the hot tub on the ground. And then that's what everybody started copying that because it is just so much easier. You don't depend on weather. Your ring light's already right there. You're right next to your setup. The Wi-Fi is better.
How long could you be in the jacuzzi for?
12 hours.
12
a lot
hours?
of times.
How would you
yeah.
not turn into a pro?
Wow.
I would.
You would?
I just didn't care.
Was it painful at all? Like you,
No.
because I would get out like after,
Graham
Seriously.
would be just completely devastated.
I'm
getting-
just saying, when you're in water for that long, your hands and feet shrivel up to a point where it's like it could be painful.
It's not
I've
even
never
painful.
Okay, I wanted
experienced
to,
that.
what temperature was the water? Was it like a 95?
It would start at like 104 when it heated up all the way,
Yeah.
but then throughout the day it would.
Gets-
Cause you don't want to have it on because it's really noisy.
Yeah.
It's like the whole time. So I would turn it off when I start the stream, and then throughout the day it would get down to like 70 degrees.
Oh wow.
Eventually, yeah.
How much did your numbers go up when you started doing that?
I went from like maybe like anywhere from like 4,000 to 5,000 viewers concurrently before the hot tub to then at one point it was hitting like 20, 22K. Yeah.
Was that like
30K
was that
sometimes.
COVID days?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty crazy.
And so, but how do you one up that? Because is there that pressure
really
where
hard.
it's like you're doing that well and you're like, what's next? How could I like keep on this same path?
Yeah. Well, at the time, the drama aspect was kind of doing the job for us. We didn't really have to innovate much because people were acting like it was such a controversial topic, like hot tubs, well, in the same category as me, that looks so bad to sponsors, blah. They were like really angry about it. And so that drama of trying to get the hot tubs banned, people complaining about it
remember
so
that,
much
yeah.
online, kind of kept the interest alive for the hot tub section because they get viewers coming in and be like, what is this thing they're doing? What is this stuff? And then they would like just start arguing in the chat whether the hot tub should even be allowed on Twitch or not. And then when Twitch decided to make the hot tub category and shove us all in there is when people really stopped doing it because the discovery went down.
Interesting.
Unfortunately.
Now, what was the reason for the hot tub in the first place?
I think it's just a way to kind of subtly convert people to your OnlyFans.
I did not find out about you through the hot tub drama that was going on. How I found out about you was this this bathwater thing.
Oh, yes.
Now, when did this come into play? Because that like made headlines. I was like, oh, this person's selling bathwater. When did this come into play in terms of like, was it when you first started Twitch? Was it in the middle of it? And also, did you make sales?
Yeah, I made a lot of sales. That actually was more recent compared to the rest of my career. I think that was last year, maybe like early 2022, or maybe late 21, somewhere like that. It was kind of blends in for me. But there was a woman who was doing fart jar sales, and she
Is it Belle?
that was the original bathwater one.
Okay.
But there was a woman doing fart jar sales at the time, and she was supposedly making a pretty good amount of money, like I don't know, a couple $100,000 from it. But then she stopped one day, and she claimed that her diet to make so many fart jars hospitalized her. I think she actually got COVID and changed the reason why she was in the hospital personally. But then she decided to switch to NFT fart jars, which were not as successful, and I don't know how that would work anyways. And so I kind of took over the vacant spot available for fart jar selling. I was like, well, now with her out of the market,
Your competition.
the demand is incredibly high. And I joined that, and then I was like, well, I'm at it. Since I have all these jars and I sit in a hot tub, I might as well sell my hot tub water.
All right. So,
So
we'll go. Wait.
hold on a
All
second.
right. I want to ask
First of all, how's the audio sound? Is she close enough to the mic?
I was going to ask if
Oh.
you could just come in a little closer.
Oh, shh. Sorry.
Nice
We're leaving that in. We're
Nice
leaving
save.
that in.
Sorry about that.
Nice catch.
See, if I did that, Graham would be.
He'd be like, Jack,
Screaming.
how could you?
How could you,
Because
Jack?
it slipped like this, and then I went to save it, and I overcorrected. Sorry about that. It'll make for a great clip.
What do you think about the ethics of porn? Is it ethical? Is it unethical? Because when we shot with Brett Cooper, she was sharing her opinion on why porn is unethical.
Oh, what were her thoughts on that?
She thought basically it kind of like promoted the objectification of women, and that it's not good for the young male mind to see women, especially like on your phone, you know, the high availability of porn, just like on your mobile
the
device.
ease of it, I think,
exactly. Wherever you want to watch it, you can watch it. And I think that she thinks it's also like corrupting a family unit, because like then guys can just like, instead of finding a girlfriend or feeling an urge to find a romantic partner, just going on their phone and getting that instant gratification and then moving to the next day?
Yeah, I don't know. It just depends, I guess, what you're looking at. I can also see the side, though, where it's actually better for guys to be able to have that kind of sexual release, because then if, say, they're really bad at socializing and they're not quite all there, they get that frustration, those urges out in private instead of bothering women in real life and potentially doing something crazy because they're so frustrated, you know. So I don't know. I can see both sides, I guess. As far as the ethics of it, I don't think it's unethical if both people are consenting and they're happy about like what they're putting out there and the amount of money they're getting paid, or whoever's involved. It doesn't have to be two people, it could be an orgy. I don't know, or solo, whatever. I think nowadays it's actually even more ethical, because instead of these big companies making porn and controlling like the financial aspects of it and people getting ripped off who are the performers, now they can just make their OnlyFans and set their own prices to whatever they're happy with and do whatever they want on their own terms. So I think it's actually getting more ethical as like the sexy platforms where the individual is able to monetize by themselves keep coming up.
So you argue that it could be a benefit for people watching porn, specifically dudes, because then maybe it like kind of it's that sexual release rather than releasing it at a time where it would be highly inappropriate.
Yeah, maybe they do have a date planned, but they do their beforehand, so then when they go to the date, they're not just thinking about how to get in her pants only, right? Maybe that's like that release is done and they can actually focus on the interaction if they do want a genuine connection, rather than just being, you know, horn dogs the whole time because they're so frustrated. I don't know. I feel like it can only be beneficial, because if porn didn't exist, they would find something to fap to still. I'd feel like the answer is not to remove fappable content.
I'm sure even back in the caveman days, it's like scriptures on the cave.
It is what it is,
They
Milcar.
found like caveman erotica with like stick figures on a wall of like
and also
doggy style.
too.
Yeah,
has been around for a
prostitution.
super long time. So it's like commerce just with sex in general has just always been around.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like it's actually the creation of porn and allowing people to just make it freely, like OnlyFans and stuff, is actually reducing the need for people to feel like they have to be prostitutes to get money, because instead of actually having sex with people on the street, now they can just upload a video and make money, you know?
I think just everything in moderation.
Make money.
You know, as long as it's not getting in the way of your job. And
Right,
your
but that's also up to
relationships and, like,
the individual's discretion.
Right.
So like
of
to
course.
determine when it's an issue versus
just
when it's not an issue.
self-control.
Yeah.
Self-control and
I
cutting
err
yourself
on that
off,
side too.
you know?
Me
Kinda Just
too.
like let people do what they want in their
I
personal
also
time.
could see how like porn could actually keep a relationship together, because say like the couple's very busy, or they just, the magic of like the intimacy is gone, but they still get along as a couple. Instead of him leaving to go find a mistress, maybe he just faps to porn and then they stay together. So I don't know. I see
What the
both
fuck are you
sides, but
talking
I don't
about,
see it. It
Amaranth?
doesn't have to be home wrecking. I feel like people who are going to be home wreckers
Acho que ele
are
só,
probably
só,
going
só
to
tá
be
defender o seu
cheaters
OnlyFans,
or whatever,
mais nada.
regardless whether if there's porn out there or not. So
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I don't think that would be the sole reason.
yeah.
Unless, of course, you just get carried away with it.
Right,
In
but
which
that's
case, I'm sure there's
addiction can happen
deeper-
with anything, though.
Yeah, I think
It's not
there's
the
deeper
porn
issues than
thing.
just that.
Interesting.
Yeah, people who are going to be addicted to something could be like addicted to drugs or gambling or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be an uncomfortable question, but like I said, you're welcome to not answer it if you want to.
We'll cut it out,
Figure,
and we-
I just
Yeah,
figure it'd
no
be
worries.
kind of an intriguing question to ask. Let's say you have a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be comfortable with your daughter doing the same thing that you do for an occupation?
Oh, I would definitely be comfortable with that.
You'd be totally fine.
Yeah, I would be totally fine with that, because she's able to do it from the comfort of her own home. She's not having to go out and put herself in like weird situations to try to make money, because it's like sometimes, you know, in
já tenho uma
the
Hadouken agora.
business world, we've seen women who feel like pressure to sleep with the boss or whatever to climb
Hadouken.
their way up socially. It's like with the online stuff, she can make however much money she wants doing whatever she wants, because there's lots of people who make their money and they don't even have to like go all the way. Maybe they just post sexy pictures, you know, just whatever she's comfortable with, you know, in the comfort of her own home with whoever is consenting, and she gets to decide that. I think that's awesome. It gives her the power to do it anywhere she wants without having to feel like she's a slave to the 9-to-5 grind that, you know, the rest of society often gets sucked into. I think it's cool if she was down for it to be like, okay, I'll just give her some advice on how to put her identity out there in a way that doesn't give away like her address and her full name, like give her like a internet safety guidance. It's like, okay, here you go.
You've had some interesting run-ins with that, because
Yeah.
didn't you have a fan set a trash can on fire or something like
Yeah.
that?
What?
Yeah, to arson.
You had an
incident.
arson incident.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not a common thing. I mean, Graham has never experienced an
What?
arson incident. What was that like?
It was very strange because I heard a loud bang. I was playing video games. I think I was playing Diablo 3 when it came out. And I
Diablo.
was in my room, but I heard like a bang from like outside somewhere, and so I went
Achas
to
que
go
eu
look
devia
to
jogar
figure out
Diablo?
what it was. As I got closer
Achas
to
que jogo
the
Diablo
kitchen,
4?
like the driveway is, I started to smell burning, and I'm like, did I leave an oven on? Did I leave the stove on? Or, like, is there a heater that's left on somewhere? Like, what is happening? And I couldn't figure it out because like nothing was on, nothing was in the attic. It didn't smell like a heater going crazy. And then I looked out my kitchen window because I had like the blinds on. I had to pull back the blinds, and my trash can was on fire. And unfortunately, it was in the one spot where I didn't have a camera. The one spot.
Did they know that?
Possibly.
Smart.
Yeah.
I feel like they were probably
Smart.
trying to
Or
find something to
coincidence.
do.
Yeah.
Because my trash can, it wasn't at the street. They had to come up like in the driveway.
Interesting.
Like, and the bang was because it exploded against the garage door and like the metal
Whoa.
reverberating.
No way.
Yeah. And so like
What
I
exploded in the trash can?
had, I think there was like some alcohol bottles.
Okay.
So if they dropped like a match in there type of thing or
Oh,
something.
sure. Okay.
Or like maybe they had something also like that would burn like at some, if they dropped a bottle in or something.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Because there was already certain bottles in there, right? So like all the things that could have blown up were like already in the trash can anyways. But yeah, that's what the police suspected because it happened like in the middle of the night. And it wasn't in a place where it
In the
would overheat,
middle
'cause it
of
was
the
covered,
night,
like under
the-
the garage awning. So it wasn't like the sun beating down.
Okay.
So yeah, it was very scary though, because it was literally like 5 inches away from my Jeep tire, and then also
Oh.
2 inches away from the grass.
From my boob.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like a perfect like meltdown, not touching anything,
Jeez, that's freaky.
and like the trash can melted to
Ai,
the point where
Maria.
it became
Não pode
like
ser.
a
É
flat
mesmo a
piece
Maria.
of like melted together plastic with all the contents inside, like on top of it. It looked like a work of like modern art almost, because it was just about
how
this
long-
big.
Yeah.
How long was it on fire for?
I think about 30 minutes. And what's really unfortunate is that because I get swatted so much, when I called in about this, the police didn't take it seriously at first. This is before I made the safe word.
Yeah.
And so they thought that I was a prankster on myself.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was an issue. So the police were like 5 minutes away, right? And it took them like 20 minutes to come out and put the fire out.
Yeah. Did you not want to go out there with like a hose and just like spray it down?
No, because I didn't know if the person did it was still lurking around.
Sure.
Yeah,
makes
because it was
sense.
at nighttime. It was
Yeah.
dark.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Tricky.
What are some other experiences you've had, or some like, let's say, unexpected, unexpected things that would happen that come with like this level of fame?
I guess
Byproducts of fame.
I guess more expected, but another thing that I had to deal with is stalkers showing up at the house. That has been super scary because there was I don't know if you read about it. The guy from Estonia. There was a guy from Estonia who he had convinced himself that he was going to marry me, and he had sold all of his possessions back in Estonia, even his house, even sold his cat or did something with his cat, got rid of it, and he brought just like himself, I guess, some clothes and like a saxophone case.
Jesus.
'Cause he played saxophone to America and was just streaming himself trying to find me, trying to get me to come find him. He would put where he was in his titles of his stream, and it was like Alec plus Caitlin forever.
Was
Plus
he-
Amaranth forever. But the title would change sometimes. But like at this Starbucks waiting for you.
Was he getting viewers?
He's get like 4 or 5, but that's enough of
Yeah,
viewers
sure.
to like to
Egg 'em
attract
on, yeah.
haters, to egg them on and
Haters?
to me and stuff. And they did. They gave him my address because I've swatted,
Yeah.
so it was already doxed. And then he showed up trying to break into my house. Essentially, like to him, I'm sure he felt like, he wasn't trying to cause harm, but it's
Estás
like,
boa, Maria?
when someone's that crazy, they can be harmful.
Yeah.
And so he was trying to like get into the house. He would try to open the doors, try to like go around to the windows, like tap on the windows, trying to find a way to get in because he felt like he was there and that I was going to be his wife.
Was he like? I mean, obviously he's not mentally.
Right.
Também
he's
estou muito cansado.
What happened to the guy?
I called police on him and they detained him the first time. They took him somewhere, I guess, and then they dropped him off, I guess, somewhere like away from my house, and he was issued like a trespassing. but like order, I don't know what it
A
is.
warrant or
Something like that.
Yeah.
Os
And
perigos
so
de
then he
sucesso
disappeared for,
na
like,
internet.
a year, and then he came
Seja
back.
Maria,
Same thing again.
Cautionary
Tried to come
Tale
to my house
não tenha
and everything,
sucesso na
called the
internet.
police on him, and this time they arrested him actually,
Ou se,
and they threw
se
him
tentares
in a
ser
jail
uma
cell.
streamer,
Is he
So
still?
tens
I
que fazer uma
don't
coisa
know.
chamada
He's been
VTubing,
released.
em que não
When you do,
mostras a
like,
tua cara.
you
what
would
I
think
thought,
that, but
right?
apparently they don't
tipo
do that
uma
unless it's
boneca,
like
em
a
vez de
felony. And
seres tu.
apparently stalking and trying to break in your house is not a
But
felony.
how long can he get like a travel visa to the United States?
I have
That's what
no
I thought.
idea.
Like, there's got to be a limit where he's got to go
Faz-me
You
back.
would think
sentido,
so. I don't know
faz-me
what that
sentir bem
is.
quando
It's
dou
not
dois
the-
likes
it's
seguidos à
not
mesma
the
rapariga. What?
responsibility of the local police to check your visa status.
Oh, that's like the ICE
Unless
or
there's
whatever.
something that triggers it like a felony.
Got it.
Interesting.
Yeah, because that's not their job. They don't have a database of your legal status here.
Got it.
When was the last time you tried to do anything?
Was that March?
Wait, like recent?
Recent. I also
True.
have the big guard dog too. Who can,
That guard
like,
dog was scary.
Yeah.
That was freaky.
Yeah, he is so attuned to knowing when something is wrong because the first time that the guy showed up at my house, he hadn't even come up to the door yet. He was walking up the driveway quietly because we saw on those camera footage after what he was doing. And my dog, the second he stepped foot on the driveway part where it starts going up the ramp, my dog started
Também quero ter
freaking
um
out
cão.
barking. And he couldn't even see him. No window, no nothing. Like just
just, like,
enclosed in
Também
a
quero um
room.
cão.
He just heard it and knew.
Wow. Yeah, I would not want to come face to face with that dog.
Yeah, no.
That was horrifying.
Face to face.
Face to face with that dog. That was horrifying.
So I see you're going to be boxing in August, right?
No, July 1st.
July? Is it July 1st?
I have 1 month.
That's
Mas sim, vou
coming up.
tentar não
I
ter
know.
sucesso.
So what led up to that? Why
Então já te
CSU
disse como é que
boxing?
podes ter.
Well, it was a
Tens que ser uma
really cool
VTuber.
invite from
É
Spanish
assim que se
streamers,
diz.
like actual Spain.
Aponta aí no teu caderno.
And they invited me
Ao que tu respondes, qual
participate
deles?
in their version of Creative Clash, kind of. It's called La Velada. It's the third time they're doing it, third year. And before, like their boxing events, you think Creative Clash is big. No, it's not big. La
A boneca
gets,
casa
like,
eu não.
2
Mas
to
tu
3
queres
million
ter
concurrent
acesso na internet
viewers.
para casar?
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Just for the online portion. And this year they're having it at the biggest stadium in Madrid. It's like a brand new football stadium, soccer, whatever you're going to call it. 60,000 seats, sold out within an hour.
Who else is fighting? Like, how big of a thing is this?
It's mostly Spanish streamers, so most Americans won't really know them.
Isn't
It's-
streaming huge in Spain though?
Oh yeah, it's big.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
like, some of
they
the
are
biggest streamers
very-
are like
Right.
Spanish streamers.
Yeah, Ibai is the one hosting it. He's got so many viewers all the time. He's huge. He's Spanish streamers are so big to where they get invited to just like cover the professional football games over there. Like so they go on the field, they interact with the
No
players,
way.
they get their own VIP room to
Makes
stream
sense. It's a
reacting to the
good
games.
business.
Yeah, no, they're huge. They're like
Estás
celebrities.
a
over
brincar?
there.
Wow.
Like actual like celebrities. Like people think like, oh, streamer, YouTuber, celebrities. No, it's not the same.
So, how much of this for you boxing is like a
Posso fazer uma
business
pergunta, Maria?
move to get your brand out there and to get your name out there versus like this is a personal thing that I want to do? To
It's
say,
probably
like, I can-
about-
okay.
It's probably about like 40%
Vou parar um
opportunity
bocado.
and
Chamá-los gordos. A minha pergunta para ti é: quiseste estudar direito? Quiseste ser escritora? Quiseste ser interventiva social? Ou cenas? E agora, Maria, o que é que queres ser neste momento? O que é que queres fazer?
60% I want to do it because the thing that I said yes to was when I saw that they used the helmets because I know that it can still be like impact concussions,
Yeah.
but at least less chance of a broken nose.
Sure.
So like faster physically recover time.
Feliz.
And I just think it's such a cool experience to be like invited by people from a foreign country and to go to Europe
Yeah.
and to get to experience all that. And I'm the only American invited. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a huge honor, right? So it's like, oh shit, okay.
So, what's it like for you training right now?
Right now I'm training. Each of my sessions are 2 hours, and I'm training like 3 to 4 times a week. So it's hard to balance it all, because I'm in a mixture of going
Direito
to the gym
Nacional
and
da
my coach
Cruz.
coming to my house.
Yeah.
Are you sparring at all?
I'm about
Cruzes
to be.
credo.
Yeah, we're working on that this month.
Get as much sparring done as possible. So
Yeah.
I'll say
Yeah.
I undertrained. I should have been doing like 5 to 6 days a week. And I was doing 1 hours, but like 5 to 6 and sparring way more. I sparred 3 times
Parece
before the
sem
fight,
rumo.
and
Não,
that
tô
did
só a
not regret it
perguntar.
at all. Like I
Yeah.
should
Não
have.
sei o
Like
que está na
Michael
tua
Reeves
cabeça.
sparred like
É por isso que
12
eu pergunto.
times, and Michelle sparred like 30 times. It was like
Wow.
a few dozen times, and she was sparring like really like good people.
Yeah, I'm lucky though because Spain does not have great boxing coaches or really any boxing champions. So her
Yeah,
experience
fuck Spain.
and her like available resources are way less than ours are in America. So her technique does not look very good, and she's, like physically condition wise, I'm like much more athletic. So it looks like I have the advantage right now. Luckily,
Who's
for
your
me.
opponent?
Meiichi. She's a Spanish streamer.
How old is she?
Same age as me, 29.
Okay.
We're the same height, same age, same weight technically, but very different physical condition.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bigger boobs.
So what's a part of your training that you're doing right now? Are you doing like cardio and then the pads?
It's some cardio. It's mostly technique and pads and footwork and
Okay.
things like that. Yeah, just practicing the technique is the most important. So that way, like, you can put more power into each punch and like work on your stability, so you don't just like tumble over and stuff.
Yeah, for me, I think the cardio is the big one because you get winded so fast. Like doing the sparring.
Se a minha mãe tem
1
razão
minute
quando
feels
diz
like 10
o
minutes.
que tu
Yeah, no,
queres,
that's crazy.
It's like
o
the
que
mental
queres da tua
aspect,
vida.
too.
Andas a
It just really
destruir a tua
gets ya
vida.
when you're there.
Oof.
It's like everything you learn kind of goes out
Acabei de
the
me
window.
aperceber que estou
Yeah.
way too
Wow.
tired.
Yeah,
I mean,
think that a lot of it's
eu já
gonna come
sabia que
down
estava
to just
tired, mas só
instinct,
quando
which
li
is
isso.
why I'm
Yeah.
focusing more on learning good technique rather than sparring with bad technique. So I'm hoping like to train muscle memory. It'll just kick in when I'm like on autopilot, you know?
Yeah.
So it's tough though to juggle that with the streaming because as we talked about, the time is worth so much money.
Yeah.
Because even though like they do pay for your trip and stuff, they try to compensate for your time. It's not the same
Yeah.
amount of money as how much my time is actually worth.
Yeah.
So it's
But
difficult.
It seems as though, at least right now, you're kind of not slowing down a bit, but like taking it easier. Like,
yeah,
are you
it
nervous
seems like
right
that
now?
to people.
Like- oh, it does?
It does
Okay.
seem like that because they don't see how much like I'm doing on
Sure.
the back end.
Namorado
So
tá a
for me,
tomar
I feel like I
antidepressivos.
don't have much more free time than I ever did before because
That's
now I'm
depressing.
just doing a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
Bad
yeah,
joke.
the boxing takes up so much time.
Yeah, for me, it was the time leading up, like an hour leading up to it, I couldn't work because
Right.
in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I got to finish up this, and like I can't fully focus.
Right.
And then so that's an hour before, and then an hour after I get back, I have to shower, and then it takes me time to like get back
Yeah,
into the.
yeah, it cuts in.
you know.
Even though training's 2 hours, it cuts into like 4 or 5 hours of
It
the
does.
day.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Fez a cena ser
And then you
sobre
do
ela.
that however many times a week, it's like productivity cut in half, even though you're not having more free time.
Yeah. Are you nervous going into it?
Not really nervous, I guess. More of excited to get it over with, so that I
Sure.
don't feel like I have to juggle as many things.
I get that. That's
Yeah.
how I
A
felt.
farta de
Afterwards,
atrás
I
dos
was
outros que
so
ela tem
happy that it was
problemas.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was so happy. But I thought if I could do that, I could do anything.
yeah.
Tem mais problemas que os outros e não está
Because originally when I
deprimido.
agreed to it, I thought I could be able to stream all of it, but it's hard to be able to stream all of it because you don't want your opponent to know everything.
Yes. Yeah.
So then you realize like, oh, actually, I don't want to teach them how to box by watching me because that's the advantage I have
So,
in America
you know what-
is better coaching.
You know what Michelle did? And her, did you watch her boxing video? Oh, you gotta watch it. Watch her boxing video. It was like watching a movie. So just like
really?
yeah, just for the storyline, you gotta watch it. But she said she hired a team of people to full time watch
4 bactérias da
Andrea
África
Botas,
subsaariana.
all of her streams, just to see if she
Wow.
revealed anything about her boxing training, so that they could use that and study against it. And she said, like months into it, she released one teaser video on her stream, and the other team or Michelle's people caught that, analyzed it, and then they adjusted her training based on that. On like a quick 20 seconds out of months. It was wild. So yeah, I mean you're right on in terms of streaming, but
Yeah.
yeah, I can't believe it. I saw it when Michael Reeves posted. He did like a quick thing on like Instagram or something like that, and went around and I showed it to my boxing coach, and he was looking at it. He's like, "Okay, we could do this. I see what he's doing. We could do this," and that's why I never posted anything on myself.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
I
It
can
didn't
give
work
you
anyway,
clips,
but-
too. But like I can just show you personally.
I would love to. Yeah.
My opponent.
Now, while you're pulling that up, have you thought about monetizing your boxing by like taking like photos and
Oh, that would be
in
good.
sets? Like, because I feel like nothing like, I'm not saying anything too explicit, but like,
That's a good idea.
you could be doubling up the work.
Some
you know?
boob.
Yeah, this is an idea.
Some
I guess
bajan?
for me, it's like I need someone to help facilitate that, and then they could be making more money at home. So
You could be
hard.
Yeah, if we
selling the
split
hand,
the-
like
the
the hand
revenue.
wraps
That's
and
what I
stuff
think
like
so.
that.
Yeah, like the
absolutely.
sweatband.
Oh,
That's why I said order sweatband.
Michelle did
I think it's a
the
good idea.
wraps.
Yeah.
With
She sold out.
Seek Discomfort. She sold them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And those weren't even used.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah, those were new.
And those were brand new ones.
They look cool though. Good job, Michelle.
They did. I thought it was too niche of a product, but the
Ela está
fact that she
constantemente a
sold
fazer
out,
análise e
amazing.
garante que
Olha,
está
eu
doente e os
pretty
médicos
crazy.
Like, how many people are going to buy hand
não
wraps
sabem
for
nada.
boxing?
Ah, hipocondríaco.
People feel inspired because she also released the boxing program. So if you sell that with the boxing program, people are going to buy it so that they could go train.
You know what? You should buy her boxing program.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
a
The
bad
problem is,
idea.
it's my coach.
Man,
is
people
doesn't
are,
want to
everybody's-
teach
everybody's
us.
sick,
Otherwise,
bro.
he would do it himself.
Have you changed up your diet since doing this?
Not really. I've cut down on like sugary stuff that I can't analyze. You know, like if it's just like a smoothie or whatever, then I don't know the macros of it, then I won't do it. But for the most part, I've already eat pretty healthy, so I'm just like increasing protein really.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's about normal for me. I was trying to find if anyone clipped any
Een
boxing, but
granola
most of the
bar.
clips are just bikini stuff.
How many people do you have working with you right now? Like, to handle the whole
Oh,
business?
that's a great question.
Ooh, at the office, like the one, my immediate assistants, there's like 4 or 5 full time. But then like if you do like the extended universe of real work, right? It's like 17 employees roughly. Maybe,
And what is
maybe.
that? What do they do?
They help manage accounts of the other creators, but they're OnlyFans. Like they'll help send out content and stuff. Make sure it's uploaded.
Esta gaja é uma
to
sex trafficker de
fans, things like that.
OnlyFans?
So yeah, they help manage like just other creators'
Traffickers,
social
estou a
media
exagerar.
or like their paid
É uma,
platforms, Fansly, OnlyFans.
É uma pimp. A
etc.
Moranta é uma pimp.
And how do they find creators to help out?
Right now we have like girls who approach us really for looking for management, but we'll also just like send out messages to people if it's someone like who I'm friendly with or whatever, to ask if they need help with anything, because we'll like offer like DMCA services.
uma
too.
pimpalhona.
Sometimes girls will have an issue where for some reason they've been
Ui,
locked
já
out
tens
of
um
their OnlyFans
Sensei
account,
controller.
like, there's like a ban or something, suspension put on their account by
Também queres
the
pentear e
algorithm because it detected
falta-te
something was
cabo
against
USB-C.
TOS, and so we'll help them get back into it. 'cause
Those
we
are
know people
common now.
at OnlyFans who can unban them.
I think those girls that you reach out to for management, a huge perk would be they could join you in a sleep stream. So it keeps it
Yeah.
dynamic for you, and it's also like, a mutually beneficial relationship. They get the exposure of being
No,
on your
definitely.
Twitch. It's better for everybody. You know?
Yeah, they do get priorities for like collabs and things.
Yeah. I heard a rumor. Actually, I don't know if it's so much of a rumor, but that you watch Netflix while you're Twitch streaming, or you watch shows. Like you're not fully present while you're doing it.
I used to do that more during ASMR. I don't really do as much ASMR these days, but
Isso é verdade,
yeah,
os
that has
telemóveis
happened
agora é tudo
before.
USB-C.
Yes. On my side monitor, if I was feeling too sleepy, I'd put on like a movie or a show.
And you wouldn't explicitly tell chat like, "Hey,
Preciso
guys,
de um
I'm
cabo
watching,"
maior.
like-
Foi o que ela
Not
disse.
necessarily. Sometimes I would, but a lot of times I'm just like watching it while I'm like doing my little ASMR stuff.
How could you focus on doing two things at once
Well,
like that?
if you've done ASMR for a long time, you realize a lot of it doesn't require focusing.
So explain to me
Yeah.
what can you do ASMR on one of these microphones?
yeah, it'd be like scratching, like
Here, let me turn it up.
oh, oh, oh.
All right, go ahead.
I'd be like whispering like this, or like scratching the microphone. I hear a plane,
Estão a ouvir o que ela está a dizer agora?
or it'd be like tapping objects.
O que ela está a fazer agora durante estes segundos?
That is so sad.
Dá-lhe
Go
tipo
to sleep
1000 euros.
and make them go to sleep.
Que é dinheiro que vocês fazem para ir num ano. Just saying.
Get stuff really close to it. Be like, things like that. Oh, that's
Oh my god.
not as good. That's
Oh,
was perfect timing.
that
Okay,
freaked
wait,
me out. I
wait.
was like listening. I turned it all the way up, and I'm like, I've never heard ASMR.
Alex was just like,
No, I
getting
never heard
goosebumps all
ASMR
over
with
him. Like, he's
headphones.
doing ASMR right into his ears. He's just, all right, Graham, your turn for ASMR. I want to see what you got.
I don't get it. I don't get
Yeah,
ASMR.
do it.
Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Just give it a gentle tap. Add me on Instagram. Oh, and add me on Snapchat as well.
Quando entenderes vais começar a ter sucesso na vida.
I'm posting vlogs on there now, so you'll be able to get a behind the scenes.
I think you just found your new channel. Graham ASMR.
Smash the like button. Now.
Okay, let me give it a shot, Alex.
Qual é o ASMR que
Before you
ouves,
do that,
Maria?
I gotta say,
Yeah.
hers is way more like I've never listened to ASMR on headphones. It's game changing.
I feel like you need more
second of
saliva
all-
in your mouth, Graham.
I could tell like hers was
Gajo
better.
preto?
Okay, Jack, go ahead. Go
Onde é
ahead.
que está o gajo preto? Ah, deve ser o gajo de preto.
Hey guys, check out the Iced Coffee Hour Club. IcedCoffeeHour.club. If you guys want some exclusive content, because we got some really exciting stuff going over there. An extra episode every single month. You can only find it there. We can even do ASMR if you guys want us to there. We're pretty flexible.
Eu por acaso, eu curto muito este gajo.
Anyway,
O de camisa branca.
Yeah,
tá
but
fixe.
you laughed in the mic in my.
Acho que eles são os
Anyway,
Iced
that was
Coffee.
really good.
Coffee.
Especially
Não sei se
You
sabes o
like
que é
them.
coffee.
Oh, that
Gostas
was
de
good.
coffee,
That was
Maria?
good.
Yeah. I feel like that's the part people like in ASMR. It's like when your mouth starts clicking, you know?
Yeah, they do. They love
Yeah.
They love the mouth clicks.
Yeah, I heard a story about you trying to get a monopoly on like OF content or hot tub live
Aldeias são as
streams
melhores.
because you had this back and forth with this other girl, and it was competitive back and forth
It
between you and
was.
her. And then something happened with Pickle Ricks. Is
I
this
mean, lots of things have happened with Pickle Ricks. Yeah.
Something about you buying all of them?
I know what you're talking
okay?
about.
So what happened here? What was the story?
So, the hot tub meta, after I brought the hot tub inside, people started doing that. So then I started buying floaties for the hot tub. People started doing that. And I noticed every time I bought a new floaty, suddenly everyone would buy that floaty because it was just like Amazon Prime or whatever. I got a banana floaty. Suddenly people would have the same banana floaty.
Odeio,
doing the same
odeio,
thing.
odeio.
I would get like a unicorn or something. They would get the unicorn. They do the same thing. So I was like, I want to get something funny, but I don't want everyone to just copy it right away because it's not funny very long. So I got Pickle Rick, and what I did was I saw there were only like 20 available and left in stock, and I bought all of them because I knew that they'd have to wait for a while for the vendor to restock because it was the only Pickle Rick floaty like on
Wow.
Amazon.
That's funny.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, I bought 20 of them because what were they, like $20 a piece?
You know what you should have done is create your own floaty
I thought
and then
about that.
sold them to everyone else who wants to buy them.
I should have done that.
Yeah.
I
Or a
should've.
floaty
I
with your
missed it.
face on them.
Falhaste,
Didn't you
Armorel.
have
everyone
Ela que é
else?
supostamente
I read
gênia
something about a
do
pool floaty
do
company or
business.
something.
Yeah,
Esqueceu-se.
that was part of the
Company.
private equity. They had like a.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
Could
was,
have
it was in
worked out
there.
a deal with them, you know?
Como é que ela se
Yeah,
pode esquecer?
I should have. I guess I was just too busy like on the grind because of how much my time was worth it. I didn't want to put that
Não
much
sei,
mental
Maria.
energy into it. But yeah, that would have been.
Mas não lhe
hilarious.
dês stalk. Acho que ela já tem
So yeah, I
stalk
bought all the
suficiente.
Pickle Ricks, and it worked because for like 3 weeks, maybe a month, no one else had a Pickle Rick.
And then did people get Pickle Ricks?
Yes.
No
Oh,
way.
God.
When they got restocked, they actually
Yes.
bought them.
Yes.
So you did the right thing, technically
did.
speaking. Like it proved you right
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, because then it looked like they were all copying me after it became established that I'm the one with the Pickle Ricks.
Wow.
Yeah, because if it all
Yeah.
happens around the same time,
Yeah,
no
then
one
it's
really
like, who
knows like
knows?
who started
And
it.
they just see a bunch of girls
But
like,
it's
I don't
nice
want
thing.
bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you doing today to remain like that competitive?
Today I don't really have
777.
as much like I don't have like a meta right now, I guess, because I've been like so distracted between moving and boxing and all these other platforms too now. Yeah, right now I guess
Soninho.
I'm still trying to get there. I want to become the party house because I have like this huge space.
Yeah.
And you see, there's like contractors here still because they're still doing some construction. But then after they're done, I want to be able to like host events here and fly everyone in and do like big slumber parties with girls.
Well,
Don't
you
do
know,
well.
if you're looking for attendees, you know, you're looking to fill some space, just go,
Hey.
ahead, just go ahead and
Tito.
let us know. Parties with a ton
Let
of
you know,
girls,
Jack.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay. What I find interesting is it seems like you're kind of trying to downplay a lot of your accomplishments up until this moment because like you're walking us through your story and there's no chance that you were that lucky that many times in a row where like just like the natural flow of I don't know, the current you were in just kind of took you to success after success after success. I feel like you need to
Yeah,
take
well, I think it's also just hard work too, because it's the willingness to be on and do things people aren't willing to do. Because a lot of girls like who use their body for money, you know, there's like a reason they do that is because it seems like a shortcut, right? And there are a lot of girls who will spend time doing that, but in the streaming space also, there's not that many who are like super hard grinding, and will just be on as long as it takes. to get that efficiency out of their work. So a lot of them
Gangy.
still want to enjoy their time. They want to like travel. They want to have free time, and that's nice. But I'm like paranoid. I don't know how long it'll last.
You're very much goal driven towards having
Yeah.
a sanctuary and like building up enough income.
Yeah, it's like
Passively.
I still want to go and I want to de-stress on certain mornings, but like I don't. I'll go to the barn and I'll come back, right? And then I'll work. It's not like I'm traveling everywhere.
So you think one of the main things that sets you apart from the competition is the work ethic?
Yeah, no, definitely. Because it's like you have to be online in order for the algorithm to go in your favor. Because for Twitch, they reward time streamed, and nowadays like you can kind of piggyback if you get like an org like OTK or someone or offline TV. They kind of like they feed off of each other because they're using the same fan group essentially. So that fan group who's like a fan of the content house will go to like every stream, and so your streams don't have to be long to get viewership or stuff because you're all just sharing one big audience essentially. But if you're kind of by yourself, you don't have that like feedback loop from like this character arc of like stories all intermingling, and you kind of just have to grind out the algorithm hours if you're a solo person.
What's your biggest insecurity?
I would say maybe
Boobs.
my inherent entertaining level because by myself it feels like it's hard to keep up with what currently people find entertaining, because I do find like drama entertaining, and it's hard to kind of farm that when you don't have like a content house or like other streamers that you're constantly collabing with to kind of feed that into.
So you think that you need to chase the trends in order to be entertaining? You think that you don't have that innate just like ability to
No, I don't
be
think
entertaining?
so. And it also is harder too for women because we aren't as seen as like relatable.
Women in
by
gaming.
the majority of Twitch audience, which is male. People typically will watch if she's attractive, but they don't really watch because they feel like that they relate to her per se. That some of the females might, but that's not the majority of Twitch audience. Still, it's still mostly males. So it's kind of hard to feel like you're entertaining truly, because part of it is like, yeah, they are there for your appearance. That's like the value that a lot of them found you through, and some will stay for your personality. But there's also some weird stigma behind like watching women still. So like, she's not gonna fuck any of you. People say that in the chat at each other, being like, why do you guys watch and just donate and subscribe? She's not gonna fuck you, like as if like that's the only reason why they would associate with women is to be able to fuck them. There's still very much like that dominating societal stigma, I guess.
What do you feel like the reason is that they're there watching for such a long time?
I think some have just like formed a kind of community feeling because they talk to each other in chat, right? And they'll like support the streamer. They enjoy the streamer's personality. They just feel it's kind of like a virtual hangout session, It's kind of it's similar to why some people support guy streamers, but there's just less who feel like they can enjoy a female streamer if she's not fucking them, or if that fantasy isn't there that she might one day maybe. So some are just like very naysayers. It's like, why would you watch a female? She's not gonna sex you, because they don't see females as like friends or entertainers.
Right.
They see females as like an accessory.
Why is she saying females like
What do you
that?
think is the biggest threat to humanity?
Biggest threat to humanity. Oh God. I think ourselves destroying the planet. Not having
Do you
a
think
planet
it's the
anymore.
environmental changes?
I think it's not really the environment changing. I think it's just humans like destroying ourselves, either like both the environment, but then also each other. I think we like the social media aspect encourages drama and conflict and disagreements, and you see people doing crazier and crazier things.
AI as well, which is human generated.
Well, AI is the least of my concern, to be honest. I think it's more of what people choose to do, because you see the news covering only negative things. People are more likely to go on crazy, violent rampants if they feel like that's what will get them attention, because it's like the media, while making people aware of it, is also kind of glorifying like shootings and things like that. They're only
Some media outlets
increasing
don't
more.
release the names of the people that do that, which I think is kind of nice.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know if that really helps as much if you're already insane.
Yeah.
You're just like, I want people to talk about me, whether
I think that was actually a really good answer. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Yeah, how would you fix the economic crisis?
How would you fix the debt ceiling?
We're doomed. No, but I feel like if you just eradicated humans, like the world would probably thrive, like environmentally.
I would
feel like we're
actually
the
100%
issues.
agree with that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen,
Right.
but that
I know that it
I
would,
have to
though.
be, yeah, I have to
It'd be
agree
better
with
for
that.
virtually every other species.
people are like,
pretty
oh no,
much.
the world is dying, we should leave and go to Mars. I'm like, you know what, we probably should, then the world wouldn't die, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go to before it dies. Maybe the world will bounce back. There was like some kind of limitation for a bit in Beijing. You know how the pollution is really bad there. Where like, I don't remember, it was a few years ago now, maybe several years ago, where they had a mandate where like the driving was restricted, and within 2 weeks of cutting down on the amount of people driving, like the skies cleared up and it was
Wow.
beautiful and there was no more fog.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just humans. Like we're the biggest threat to ourselves.
Humans.
Also, I got a question because I asked you earlier if you're a vegetarian. You said no, but also you have this like crazy intense passion
Yeah.
for animals.
Yeah, it's weird. I know.
Why? Because I'm the exact same. Like I love animals. I'm the same as Graham. Like, you know,
Yeah.
a little spider gets inside, I'm gonna catch it and, you know, release it outside. I'm not gonna kill it, squish it, or anything like that. Very passionate towards animals. I love all kinds of them, but I still eat meat. Like, what's your justification for that?
I don't know. I don't know if I really have a justification other than like I'm a product of my environment and I grew up eating meat. So like, I don't know. It's kind of just like I'm used to it now. And in the back of my mind, like it does bother me. But currently, I guess I'm just not in a position where it's like there's enough of a replacement that I'm like, ooh, like available all the time. Where it's like if I crave something because I've grown up with it, then I to eat. I don't feel good about it, but it's also like if it's that hopeless feeling too, where it's like if I don't eat meat, will they stop killing animals? Will they stop doing the factory farms? No. Right.
That's
so then
how I
it's
kinda
just
feel,
like
too.
it sounds like an asshole thing to say though. So it's like I don't like saying it.
Yeah,
But I
like
also like
If everyone collectively says, all right, we can all shake hands and agree we're not going to do this, I'll be a part of it. But
Right.
if it's just me and it'll continue regardless, I'm like,
That's
okay.
such a
I
tough,
also
like,
don't think
ethical
that-
argument.
It is.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
is.
agree.
It is, and I totally get people being like, "Well, I do it just for me, so I feel better about myself and like what I'm supporting, what I'm not supporting." And I'm totally for that. I think that's awesome. One day, I would like to switch to where it's like if I know my meat's coming from an ethical source, I think that's really cool. Like if they have like a hunter, he goes out and he kills a deer, and you buy meat from that hunter who killed a deer because there was too many on a reservation or
Yes.
somewhere. Like I would love to switch to where it's like I'm only helping the environment and nothing is going to waste and all
Right.
that. I don't know if I could ever get to that point or what service you would even use for that. But I think that kind of thing could be like a much better solution.
Yeah, it's just
But,
like
yeah.
those 30-day chickens. Like that's so sad. They just grow up to just be like,
Yeah,
Or the
it's so
ones,
sad.
what was it? Was it the male chickens get killed instantly? It's
oh
so
yeah,
sad.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's also what we say. But if, let's say we went to the grocery store and those eggs were double the price or that meat was double the price, how many people are actually going to choose that with their wallet as well?
True, but also
Yeah.
at the same point, it's the same argument as everything else. It's like me choosing to buy the more expensive one is not going to stop the cheaper
Because the
ones
other
from being
option is
produced.
still there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a tough situation because it's like if we all collectively just stopped eating meat, that would put so many people who have ranches and land out of business. And you might think like, well, good, but they're also the people that often grow the crops. And it's like, well, you're not going to eat meat. What are you going to eat? The plants. But if they can no longer afford to maintain the land that the plants also grow on because the animals are probably
Bro.
lucrative to sell cattle and stuff, then you also don't have a place to grow plants. So I think what really needs to happen is that the government needs to step in and have more regulations on like
Like the rights
humane
of the
production of like the meat, where it's coming from, the facility, to make sure the animals are taken care of, not overproduction. Like I just think there needs to be more government regulation. I don't think that pressure should fall on the individual consumer. But it's hard to
I
like
agree.
find any movement on that because you can't just say let's not eat meat, because right now is currently like the whole farming industry. That's the more profitable market. Then you don't have
You
places
consegues
to grow
chegar ali.
plants if that's the alternative. So it's like
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about the monopoly on crops?
No.
So there's an entire YouTube video I watched, and basically these companies that make the seeds for crops,
Por que os botões
they have
funcionam
like
mal?
a IP
Tenho que comprar
on the seed.
Sense8
So they sell the seed
PS5
to a
modo.
farmer. The farmer plants it, they grow a crop, but the farmer
Já
cannot
para não falar da
replant
acessibilidade.
that seed or replant seeds
Huh?
from that crop because that company had genetically modified that seed to be able to grow faster, better,
Ah, tu estás a ouvir o que eles estão a
more-
dizer?
more yield. They have to rebuy the ability to be able to plant it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
that's
so,
weird.
so I didn't know you could have intellectual property on genetics. So
That is crazy.
yeah. So
Wow.
I don't know. Just another. They always try to control something.
I've also
Desculpa.
read that like
with the plants that are genetically modified
What the
to
fuck?
grow faster is that they're not as nutrient dense because they didn't have time to mature and get all the nutrients out of it. So they're actually not as healthy as like the original plant for you. So that's like another weird thing
Right.
Yeah, that
to
is
think about. It's like, do you want it fast or do you want the health benefits, like the full nutrient value?
That's kind of the point, right?
Yeah, that's the point of the
so-
organic, non-GMO,
Sim,
whatever.
era,
Food,
claro.
yeah.
Sim.
Yeah. And that's why people say, like, I don't see a difference. I don't taste a difference. Like, it's not in the taste. It's in what it's, like, doing to your body. It's not like it's harming your body. You're just not getting as much nutrients out of
Right.
it. Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, you're very well spoken, and
Yeah.
Oh,
you're an
thank you.
incredibly smart
You should be.
business.
Yeah, you should be doing more podcasts.
See, the problem is
Yeah.
it doesn't make money for me. No one wants to hear it.
I don't know.
I would
This-
disagree.
Currently, it
I would
doesn't.
disagree.
If you have a way, I'm all ears. I'm always open to everything.
I would disagree with that. I
Yeah.
think if you go on podcasts with different audiences,
Yes.
I mean the amount of exposure. Plus, if they do clips, they do shorts.
Sure,
they
if
do
I
all
go
that
onto
stuff,
this
it's like-
podcast, absolutely. But
Yeah.
having my own doesn't. do
yeah, having
anything
your
for
own,
me.
I don't know
Okay.
necessarily.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
after
yeah,
we
yeah.
had our first,
Oh,
so after we had Stella
Berry.
Berry
Yeah.
on our podcast, I'll say like probably since then, probably 50 OnlyFans like models and stuff have like reached out, like some pretty big ones too, have like DM'd us like, hey, can I get on the iced coffee, or can I do this? Can I do that?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I love doing podcasts and other people's, but like throwing my own, it's kind of hard because if you already have a community of like guys don't necessarily want to hear women talk about serious subjects. It has to be more of like,
True, I'm a guy.
what's that really successful girl podcast? They just talk about their
Call Her Daddy.
flings.
Yeah.
Yes, that type of thing. Typically for like if you have a Coomer audience, right?
I've listened to
Yeah.
it. It's really good. She has
Yeah.
some really good people on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, recently, as of late, like in the beginning, the podcast was extremely
Well,
vulgar.
I,
and, like,
I don't know about the beginning, but now
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
how
yeah,
it gets popular.
really
is the thing.
enjoyed it.
yeah, I haven't listened to it
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely love doing podcasts
Yeah.
for sure. I find them a refreshing pace,
Yeah.
Cool.
refreshing change of
Well,
pace.
thank you so much.
Thank you for your
Yeah.
hospitality,
Really appreciate
guys.
it.
By the
Yeah.
way, she bought us sushi. Okay, she
Yeah,
also like
thank you.
Ubered us and showed us her horses. Okay, so she's been
Which is on the
extremely
vlog
gracious.
channel.
Yeah.
if you
It's
wanna
on the
check
vlog
The
that out.
hospitality
She's,
was
yeah, she's been
insane.
absolutely
Yeah.
incredible. Very, very kind person. So
Oh, thank you.
really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Anytime you come to Vegas, let us know.
TwitchCon.
We owe you
When is that gonna
sushi. Feel free to say whatever you want to the cameras if you want to shout something out.
Yeah, if you guys want to follow me anywhere, the most reliable place is going to be my link tree. Downbad.com is the URL because who knows, by the time you watch this, maybe my usernames will be completely different. I don't know. But downbad.com, easy to remember.
Downbet.com.
Thank you so much, and until next time.
That was funny. Fogo, por que eu caí? Tinha teto. Ai, bateu com a cabeça no teto. Acho que apareceu numa noticiazinha qualquer a dizer que ia chover, sim. Caso quero ficar molhadinho. Então, aprendeste muito sobre a Amaranth? Já sabes como fazer para ganhar dinheiro no Twitch.tv? Ela também fazia de princesa da Disney em aniversários e merdas assim de pessoas ultra ricas.
Hey guys, and welcome back to My name is Chad Chad. And if you don't currently have a boyfriend and you want one, then don't worry, because I am here to help.
Tenho que dormir com as tetas de fora.
Of TikToks that I've collected and
Não, ela não dorme com as
curated
tetas
just
de
for you.
fora.
You'll never want one again. A boyfriend. You'll never want a boyfriend ever again. You're welcome. We've watched stuff like this before, but this time there are no vampires, no mafia, no kidnappings, just good old-fashioned boyfriend POVs. Back in my day, we couldn't watch
Ela só dorme mesmo.
POVs on the clock app. If we wanted to pretend like we were in a relationship with someone, we had to play episode or read fan fiction like normal people. I'm really just praying that we can progress past the need for stuff like this on TikTok, because I don't know how many more relationship POVs I can handle that are supposed to be sweet but are really just guys acting like they deserve boyfriend of the year because they still want to hang out with their girlfriend while she's on her period. You mean you can like be friends with your girlfriend while also being in a relationship? Groundbreaking. When in reality, something that they could do that would actually be helpful would be to check out today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Intimina. I'm a big fan of living sustainably whenever
Intiminamos.
never they were just this. You are able to use them, using them into of ebooks and Melvic. It's the perfect starting. If your people take the video.
Wake up. My boyfriend's coming. You have to hide. Yeah. Hide. Hurry. Hide.
What?
Guys, I have some very bad news. If your boyfriend's first half asleep reaction to this is to actually get up and hide, y'all need to have a chat. No, babe, when you said get up and hide, I thought you meant get up and hide my love for you, because there's so much of it. It's massive, like my which I only use with you, by the way. Also, if y'all want to go ahead and place your bets on how many of these videos are going to feature LED lights, you can go ahead and do that now. My bet is all, every single one of them.
Eu não percebi sequer. Podes-me explicar? Are you made at me?
No. Please put down the broccoli. You're not posing for selfies. You're on FaceTime with your grammatically ignorant partner. And why would anyone be made about this anyway? You wouldn't let them off FaceTime long enough for them to get some shut-eye, and now you want to be mad about getting woken up in the morning? We need our 12 hours, Brad. If I was on the other end of this POV, you would barely get an apology. Babe? Oh, hey, babe. Yeah, sorry about that. I was just brushing my teeth. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, so I should probably head out for work soon. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll talk to you. Is that a cow? Oh,
Pausar o
I'm
vídeo.
just making a bowl of cereal. You drink whole milk? POV, your back hurts. Wrong. It's not a POV. My back does hurt all the time. I have the spine of an 89-year-old woman who spent her entire life
Ai, que eu estou a
thinking
morrer
you're
de
supposed to
sono.
keep your knees straight while lifting. I blame it on genetics and not the fact that I spend 8+ hours a day like this. I got cold. Some of you were asking where my jacket was from for my last couple videos. This is a bathrobe. My mom got it for me like 3 years ago for Christmas. The pocket is falling off.
Ok.
I don't care how bad my back hurts. No one is this good at giving massages. How good must you think you are at massages to think that you can put someone in the mood with a
Alguma vez te apareceram
I'd also
casados
like
no
to point
Tinder?
out that not only are LED lights in this video, they are actually integrated into the script. LED lights are now euphemisms for doing the deed, for the devil's tango, the dirty and squirty. This makes me wonder, was there ever a variation of this in history in the past at some point where they were like, now stop it, Jedediah, or you're gonna have to light the beacon? Please do not do this immediately after I wake you up unless you're prepared to be taken to a hospital. Some of these POVs, because this is such a specific, minute situation that it has me wondering how it was thought up, because nothing significant enough is happening for this to have been on the mind organically. All that to say, did you do this? Did this happen? Is this something you did in real life and it went so well that you needed to recreate it? Or he just really, really likes this song. Sorry, a cover of this song. Hey, wake the f up. was my favorite song. Copyright and royalty-free office motivational song with guitar. Yeah. Oh, I'm late to this. This is that trend that white people did for 2 weeks where they romanticized getting arrested. How do they film these? Like, do they have someone at the beginning to do the first part? Actually, I think those are his own hands somehow. That's actually pretty impressive. What was the crime? Just wearing a Letterman jacket with nothing underneath? You're under arrest for attempting to chase? There's so much unnecessary movement. Like, what is the cop doing back there? You are arrested. Not to mention how calm we are in this POV where our boyfriend is getting arrested. All we have to say about this is
Tenho tanto sono. Que esta merda.
You are arrested. Hands behind your back. Palm, babe. Oh my god. I am arrested, babe. Babe,
no.
they're gonna take me away. I love you so much. It was wearing this Letterman jacket was 100% worth it for you. Oh no, don't take him.
Uma moto começou, tipo, lá fora, ligaram uma moto e eu pensava que estou com meio fone, pensava que a cadela estava a rosnar. Anda aqui. Anda aqui. Pô, tu não estavas a rosnar, desculpa.
Were you thinking? Legally, though, they have to let him go because they didn't read him his Melissa rights. So. So, I feel like you maybe might still have some feelings for your ex. I have a strong suspicion that the next video in this POV series was something like, POV, my girlfriend broke up with me and I have no idea why. Never planned that one day I'd be losing you. Yeah, I mean, we were great together and everything was perfect, and honestly, you were the best girlfriend I've ever had. So sorry. I'm so rude. This is my current girlfriend, Samantha. Hi, Samantha. Nice to meet you. She's all right. Anyway, like I was saying, your did be bussin'. At some point, it even seems like the new girlfriend is rooting for the ex in this situation. Maybe in another life. There's no tone indicators, so it could be A, yeah, maybe in another life. Or B, yeah, maybe in another life. Or C, yeah, maybe in another life. Probably. Kind of confused by the dynamics in this one. POV, your ex-girlfriend walks in with her new boyfriend, but it kind of seems like it's this guy's ex-girlfriend, not ours, unless this is supposed to be us and this is more of a third person POV. Is that even a thing? I also like how the girlfriend doesn't even notice us until we lightly squeeze her boyfriend's left pectoral muscle. It's just we come across as kind of aggressive and scary, so maybe we weren't the best boyfriend. Just seems like we're the kind of ex that you would be keeping an eye out for and would probably notice, especially since there's no one else in this elevator and we are exactly -2 inches away from her. The caption doesn't seem to be telling us the full story. She walks in with her new boyfriend and then what? What's happening there? Are we gonna fight or are we about to make out? This next one is also in an elevator. I don't know when elevators became like the new standard for TikTok backgrounds. They just all simultaneously started filming POVs in them. I wonder if they all use the same one, this one specifically, because not only is it in fact an elevator, but it also has LED lights, so they don't have to miss out on using that essential staple in their content. It might not even be a real elevator. It might be like that private jet set in LA that influencers use. I just say that because it looks like multiple videos have been made in this room. The smudges on the walls make it look like someone either filmed a getting arrested POV or someone got it on, you know, someone turned the LEDs red. For some reason, TikTok POVers prefer making videos on toxic relationships rather than healthy ones. There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of gaslighting, a lot of toothpicks for some reason, which I don't. When I think charismatic bad boy, I don't really imagine someone picking plaque, but what do I know? For example, one of the popular tropes is to imagine you're in a relationship where your
Tenho sono.
boyfriend doesn't let you talk on the phone.
Ajudem-me. Daqui a bocado vou para a cama. É só isso.
totally normal behavior. If they ever get married, he's gonna have a rough day. Who is that? This is my dad. He's walking me down the aisle. Okay, well then who's that? That is your best man, and you've known him since preschool. Then who's this? That is you in a mirror. Oh. Well, I'm so
Se quiser posso vir. Tenho a tua permissão.
It's just, you know, it's totally fine. Wedding day nerves. It happens.
Por que é sempre a mesma música?
No one has ever done that little investigation to make sure someone is asleep. Oh, hey, their hair is perfectly styled and they're wearing jeans and an Apple Watch. They must be in a REM cycle. That's on us in this POV, okay? But we aren't the only ones to blame. Why are you pretending to be asleep? Were you waiting on a one-sided declaration of love, or were you just waiting for them to leave so you can play Fortnite? This all could have been avoided. Maybe next time we just do some extra checking before revealing our deepest secrets.
Well, hello, Barbara.
Hello, Abigail. How's the restaurant doing?
It's fantastic. Thanks to my secret recipe that you'll never know. Right.
What was the secret recipe again?
Please, you'll never get it that easy. It's chicken bouillon.
Aha! I'm gonna call it there, guys. Please remember to stay hydrated and to not date people who treat you like shit. Thank you for subscribing, and if you are still
Como é
here,
que o
thank you so much for
como é que o
watching.
TikTok
I appreciate
consegue
you
ter
clicking
música
on my
copyrighted
video out of all the videos that are on here, and I'll
sem
see
ser
you next time.
completamente
Okay, bye.
destruído pela indústria da música? Geralmente só há uma maneira das redes sociais se safarem da indústria da música. É quando a indústria da música ainda não sabe que existem. E então? A copyright não precisas de música completa, basta 5 segundos. Mais um bocadinho mais que 5 segundos. Olha, vou dormir. Não consigo mais. Músicas antigas que voltam a ser hits. Ok. Mas músicas antigas têm copyright na mesma. Public Domain é para aí 50 anos, ou caraças, ou 70 anos para chegar lá. Acho que é 70 anos. Olha, vou dormir, não aguento mais mesmo. Dorme bem. Se tu me deixares ir embora, claro. Estou mesmo com muito sono.